The Bears can clinch with a win in Week 17 thanks to their victory over the Packers on Saturday.
Snapshot brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump and Stacy
On Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now.
What a weekend of football and what it all means for the Seahawks' #1 seed hopes. Let's get into it. Happy pre-holidays, everyone. I love this time of the year. This is the best because it's the build-up to Christmas, and then the after Christmas is the worst because New Year's is the worst holiday.
New Year's is the worst holiday?
Yeah, the best holiday, Christmas, is followed by the worst holiday.
Why is that
New
the
Year's.
worst?
Because it's just like, our whole thing is that we're staying up until midnight to maybe watch fireworks, but it's usually too foggy anyways, and everything's overpriced, and you can't go out and you can't get an Uber.
But you get to start all over. It's a new year. New year, new me. Who this?
I prefer Christmas. I'm so elated this week, just for no reason at all. I'm just walking around going, what a beautiful weekend of football. What a beautiful weekend of football it was. Let's get to it. The Bears gave us, it wasn't like an upset, just a great ending to a game against the Packers. I'm already seeing some people crown this as the best game of the year, which I feel like the Seahawks got we got 2 days of having the best game of the year before the Bears had to go and unseat us thanks to this game-winning touchdown.
The fake Williams looking downfield, launching downfield, going for it all. It is caught. Bears win it. DJ Moore.
Jordan Love left the game with a concussion. The Bears had to recover an onside kick. None of it matters. There's no asterisk that you add to this one because that was an absolutely incredible throw to end that one, the game-winning touchdown to DJ Moore. Bears can now clinch a playoff spot with either a win in Week 17 or a loss by the Packers.
Man, the Bears, they're not sneaky anymore. People know about these Bears, man. And this is going to be a tough one. We knew that going into this game. They played, 3 weeks ago? They played the Packers or something like that. So, yeah, Caleb Williams with a dot to end this thing. Unfortunate that Jordan Love had to go out before he went out. He was 8 of 13 for 77. But, yeah, man, Bears 11-4, sneaky team in the NFC.
Now, for their absolute best shot at the #1 seed, the Seahawks were probably hoping that the Packers could end up winning this one, though the result of this one not really drastically impacting a team that's still in the driver's seat here. Again, if the Seahawks win their next two, it's yours.
Yep.
So that would have helped you a little bit, but not the end of the world. Let's get to another NFC matchup here from the weekend, and this one's very important for Week 17, Bucs-Panthers. The Panthers picked off Baker Mayfield to seal this win.
Mayfield throws, and it's intercepted. It's a takeaway for the Carolina Panthers. Latham Ransom, the rookie.
With this, Bryce Young has now led 12 game-winning drives, the most of any quarterback since 2023.
No one talks about that.
No one talks about it, except for right now when I did. But before that, no one.
Struggling on a Monday. Get your voice together, bud.
You got it.
No one talks about Bryce Young, man. And it's because of the way his career has started. But remember when the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were one of the best teams in the NFL?
Yeah, I remember Week 6, Week 5.
And they have fallen off tremendously. But good for Carolina, good for Canales over there. The Seahawks East is what we call the Panthers with all the connections that they have over there. This was big. That division is just so weird too.
Oh.
It's like no one wants to win that division.
Speaking of winning that division, quickly off the top of your head, can you remember the last time the Panthers won the division?
2015.
Correct.
Yeah.
The last time they went to a Super Bowl.
Put that on the
I will.
quiz.
I'll make sure to do it. The last time they went to a Super Bowl is also the last time they won their division.
That's crazy.
And they can clinch the division, I believe, with a win over the Seahawks. So both the Seahawks and Panthers desperately wanting a win here. Seahawks have already clinched a playoff spot, but Seahawks looking for that #1 seed. And then the Panthers obviously can clinch the division for the first time in 10 years. This is going to be a battle in Week 17.
It is, man. The South with them and the Bucks. You got Atlanta, who's already out. New Orleans is already out. It's a two-horse race, and I want this for the Panthers, man. I want this for Bryce Young. I want this for Canales. It's been rough over there in Carolina. Dang, 10 years? That's crazy.
10 years. 10 years. I mean, it's just been it's kind of their own doing, too. You've got some draft misses, bad free agent signings, coaching hires and fires. Just hasn't really been working out. But for right now, it is. Bryce Young was 21-32 for 191, 2 touchdowns. Key part of this, no interceptions thrown. They've not won the turnover battle. They've not turned the ball over in now, I believe, 4 games. So
Clean football, clean living over there.
that's a key. Let's go to a game that's really fun to talk about. If not for the Bears beating the Packers in the last second, this would be probably the game that most people would be talking about. It's Trevor Lawrence having a renaissance. The Jags absolutely dominating the Broncos. Right here, Trevor Lawrence to ETN to put Jacksonville up 17 on, I think most people would consider one of the league's best defenses.
At the 10, ETN out of the backfield. On the edge, the cutback, the broken tackle, the touchdown for Jacksonville.
The Jacksonville Jaguars are averaging 39 points per game over the last 3.
I have to apologize to the Jags.
Yeah, me too.
I said they were frauds. I didn't believe in them. You know what? In the AFC, it's just a weird place. The AFC is like Portland. Portland's weird as heck.
Really weird. And can I also say the Jags are typically bad.
Yeah.
It's not like you entered the year trying to have a hot take saying the Chiefs are frauds and like no one really foresaw what happened to them. No one foresaw Patrick Mahomes tearing his ACL. It was okay if you entered the year going, not expecting a ton from the Jags.
No. But Trevor Lawrence is living up to his contract, $50 million man. He was 23 of 36, 279, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. The run game wasn't great, but Parker Washington came out of nowhere. He had himself a good day, 145 and 1 touchdown. No, this is a big win for them because we know about this Broncos defense, right? Bo Nix has been carried by this defense, and for the Jags to do what they did was impressive.
As an aside, if there was one team in the AFC right now that you wouldn't want to face, where do the Jags rank? Prior to this, I would have said, yeah, I know the Patriots have a great record, and Drake May has been really great, but they're also the beneficiaries of an easy schedule. Ooh, that Broncos defense, I don't know. I think it might be the Jags right now. And I say that knowing the Seahawks have beaten the Jags. They're just hot.
Yeah, and their rush defense is on point, right? That was the headline going into the game when the Hawks played them. You know what? I would say, low-key, we sleeping on the Chargers, too.
Yeah.
We're sleeping on the Chargers as well. But, yeah, the Jags are up there for sure.
Yeah, I mean, Justin Herbert facing a ton of pressure in still performing. Chargers have also been phenomenal. I think the NFC is the better conference this year. A lot of that, look, the Ravens lost yesterday. The Bills are fine. They won game over the Browns, a close one, but that run defense is suspect. Chiefs are completely out of it.
Yeah.
I'm sure Netflix is regretting that that's their primetime Christmas Day game. Probably begging that Taylor Swift show up so that they have something to show on camera. So, yeah, fall off in quarterback play is part of it. There's just a gap right now between the NFC and AFC.
Yeah, there is. And there's new blood at the top of the AFC, right? You got the Broncos, the Patriots, the Jags. I know the Patriots have been there before, but as of late, they haven't. You look at the NFC. I feel like the NFC is like the mature conference, we got some guys who have been around the block a couple of times where the AFC is the fun one. It's like Bo Nix, Drake May, Trevor Lawrence at the top of this thing. And then you sprinkle in Uncle Aaron Rodgers in the mix as well. The Steelers just won't go away.
Uncle Aaron.
What about Uncle Aaron? He went to the store to buy some beers. He's back now. So the AFC is fun to watch.
Okay, I want to get to 2 more games. Do you want to talk Lions Steelers?
Let's do it.
Let's talk about that final play.
With the season in the balance, Goff fires at the 1. He didn't get across, but there are flags down. Ball ends up in the hands of Goff. He goes across. Did they have a whistle first?
Let's hear the call right here. What a major call.
The ruling on the field is a touchdown, however,
Oh, my
pass
goodness.
interference, number 14 on the offense. By rule, that penalty is not enforced, and there is no replay. The game is over.
Wow.
There is no touchdown.
Whoa!
Whew. All right. Well, my mistake. I said that the Bears could clinch next week, but they clinched a playoff berth because, my mistake, because the Lions can no longer get to 11 wins. And then with that loss, San Francisco clinched a playoff spot. But now the Lions' only path to the playoffs is to win out and have the Packers lose out.
Let's talk about that final play.
Yeah.
I tweeted. Is it still called tweeting? Whatever. I posted on X.
tweeted.
And I was like, look, I get it. It's the right call, that pass interference, but it wasn't egregious. It's at that point, you want to let the guys figure it out themselves, but you have to blow the whistle there. That would have been amazing if that play were to actually go through.
I wish it would have. It would have further complicated things in the NFC, and I understand that. But it's just a horrible way to end a game. I think the penalty, I'm like, okay, yeah, offensive pass interference. I can see it. I don't think it's egregious to call it. Like I mentioned earlier, that the missed call on a clear defensive pass interference against the Patriots in Sunday Night Football was worse than this call.
Nice.
It was the way that they said it. Instead of coming out and going, offensive pass interference, number 14 on the offense, touchdown is negated, end of game. It was, the ruling on the field is a touchdown. But there was offensive pass interference. What?
Yeah.
So the game is over.
Like,
It's just, the fans were so confused, and knowing that they desperately needed this win to keep their playoff hopes alive made it worse. It was just like, hey, we needed to talk about how to better communicate this end of the game. And I just, even if it's the right call, I hate it when games end on penalties. Horrible.
Yeah, it's you prefer that prefer for that not to happen, but the presentation of that whole scenario was hilarious to me. My dad is a Detroit Lions fan, so he's the first person I thought about. I actually FaceTimed him before that play went down, and I FaceTimed him afterwards, and he did not pick up. He was angry.
I can understand. That's a lot of pain. That's a lot of pain. Let's go back to our conversation about the AFC Sunday Night Football. The Pats end up getting a win over the Ravens.
Huntley looking. Flowers. The best man play. Chase down. Knocked out. Patriots recover. It was Caleb on Chason who came from behind.
Okay, where do we rank the Patriots in terms of kind of scary teams in the AFC? We talked about the Jags. Where would you rank the Patriots?
I mean, they got to be top 3, right? I mean,
Oh, of course.
record-wise, they're top 3, and they just find ways to win. And Drake May just continues to put together a nice season. 380, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, and they're overall like a well-rounded team. When you look at the Patriots, Diggs is found the fountain of youth. He had a $138. The Patriots, yeah, they're up there. It's weird because the AFC, you look at these teams and you respect who they are, you respect their record, but you look at the leadership and you're like, is this real? Is Drake May for real? Like, clearly he's for real. He's balling, but can he do in the playoffs?
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence, like, can I believe in that as well? Bo Nix, what's going on there?
Lots of questions.
Yeah, but you look at the teams who are at the top in the AFC, they're just well-rounded teams.
Yeah.
They're not star-studded.
I'll say this. You mentioned the NFC just being like a mature conference right now. It's kind of where the most dominant teams are at, and I agree. I think that the winner of the NFC is the one who wins the Super Bowl, and I think that team can be the Seahawks. I think the Rams and the Seahawks are the 2 best teams in the NFC, 2 of the best teams in the league, and I think whichever one of those manages to get to a Super Bowl is going to win the Super Bowl. I think the Seahawks can do it. But the AFC is interesting. I think there's some surprises there. We'll talk later in the show about our dark horse pick for the league as kind of like, hey, watch out for this team. I wouldn't be surprised if both of our answers come from the AFC. Let's talk about the Ravens' path to the playoffs. They need to win out. That's the most important thing. And then the thing that's out of their control is they need the Steelers to lose to the Browns in Week 17.
They got the Packers coming up. We'll see what Jordan Love looks like.
Yeah.
And then you said they need the Steelers to lose to who?
They need the Steelers to lose to the Browns this upcoming Sunday.
Not going down.
I mean, you never know.
It's a wrap. Ravens,
You never know.
pack your bags.
Maybe Shador is cooking.
You know, call your travel agent. Set up a trip for you and the wife and the kids. It's a wrap.
I will say this. So you said the Ravens have the Packers. Jordan Love could still be in concussion protocol. Malik Willis also ended up not leaving this game, but Ian Rappaport mentioned earlier today that he's dealing with a shoulder injury. So the Packers maybe could have a third-string quarterback in. I don't think they end up doing it. I think it ends up certainly Love if he clears concussion protocol, but I think it ends up, being Willis. But there's a world where they get the wins that they need. The Browns played the Bills pretty close.
You don't even believe it.
I don't.
You're trying to force yourself into it.
You can hear it in my voice going, well, you never know what could happen. It could be a Christmas miracle. Let's get to headline rewrites.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Headline rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news with Bump and Stacy.
Headline number one, just 48 hours after their Thursday night collapse, the Rams fired Chase Blackburn as their special teams coordinator. What's the real headline?
Why? What happened?
They got to blame somebody, right?
I mean, their special teams is not good, but
No.
their investment, as we learned last week, is also not great.
Yeah, I think you painted the picture perfectly. It's you don't invest in a unit. Why do you expect that unit to perform at a high level?
Ranked 32nd in spending.
You got to put money in that thing. Yeah, the Rams are searching right now. McVay was clearly frustrated after the game. There's some things that didn't go his way. When you give up a return for a touchdown,
Yeah.
the thicker kicker misses a field goal. You got to blame somebody.
Yeah.
So my guy is gone. But like you said, they're one of the worst special teams units in the game, and they have not invested in it.
I'll say this, Seahawks special teams, obviously phenomenal. Jay Harbaugh getting a lot of credit there. You've been a return specialist. Can you take us behind the scenes of like the role of a special teams coordinator and how much impact he ends up having over that unit?
I'll tell you one thing. Special team coordinators, they're usually a little weird because you're dealing
so they're like
with,
the tight ends of
exactly.
coaches.
They're the tight ends of coaches because you're dealing with every position. O-line, D-line, linebackers, receivers, DBs.
Yeah.
You're dealing
Gotta
with all
speak
of
a
them.
lot of languages.
And every unit's kind of different, right? You got the new kickoff team, new kickoff cover. You got punt return. It's just weird. So there's a lot of coordinating that needs to go down, and you need support from your staff. So that's my question: is did McVay and the coaches help support him? Because he can't do it all by himself. Usually, special team coaches, all your assistants play a role in special teams. But when you're last in what DVOA is what you said, somebody got to go.
Headline rewrites.
Headline number two, Alabama, Miami, Ole Miss, and Oregon all advanced to the second round of the college football playoff. What's the real headline?
Yeah, but Ole Miss and Oregon did it with a bye week.
Yeah,
That was rough.
you know what I'm about to say.
I know. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No
Let's hear
more
it.
charity, okay? Save charity.
But it's the holidays.
It's
Hey,
Christmas
you know what?
time.
I'm gonna be the college football playoff Grinch. All right, no charity. We knew this was gonna go down. It's a waste of time. Get the best 12 teams in this thing, and let's move forward. But it happened the way that it was supposed to happen. Now, if James Madison would have won, if Tulane would have won, then I'd sit here and I have to tuck my tail. But we knew this was gonna happen
We
the way
knew
it
it wouldn't
happened.
happen.
Like, come on now, let's fix this next year.
What's the argument for doing that?
Doing
Besides
what?
making it fair. Like, I understand that for non-Power 5 schools, it's like, we are players. Like, we might have a standout linebacker, and this is going to be the most watched game that he plays in, and we increase his odds of getting drafted. Maybe we end up upsetting. We want some kind of reward for winning our conference, but like, outside of fairness, I don't really see the argument
You're not playing the same
for
brand
having
of
those
football.
representatives.
You're not playing the same brand. Oh, we're 11-1. Okay, you played Chattanooga, Wichita. Like, you don't play nobody. It's not like basketball. In football, it is a physical game. It's contact. You have this 300-pound 5-star. You have a 200-pound 1-star. It's just different. In basketball, you can get away with it. Like in basketball, James Madison can make a run. We saw George Washington make a run years back before. Like, yeah, because it's not a physical game. It is what it is. Hopefully, the committee gets this right next year.
Headline rewrites.
Headline number three, Derek Hall's one-game suspension has been upheld by the NFL. He will miss Sunday's game against Carolina. What's the real headline?
The Cheathawks are so back.
We did it.
Now, I
We
saw,
did it.
when
It's
I
been
first
so
saw the
long.
video, I thought, Derek, what are you doing? Come on, man. You're better than that. We've interviewed you before. You seem like you have, a good head on your shoulders. Nice kid. What are you doing? And then the slow-mo, I'm like, it looks like he gets his foot caught underneath and then jumps up. I don't see him stepping on him, but
No.
I thought that would help his appeal. It didn't, but I think it certainly helps for every other team to just, Seahawks defense, dirty. They're dirty players.
I think Derek Hall has a mean streak in him. I think when you play defense at the level the Seahawks defense plays at, you're going to have some guys on there like that. I watched the video, and it looked like he was trying to pick his foot up quick because he stepped on him. It's like, oh, snaps. But, NFL probably talked to the referees and did their own investigation, and they got to stick with it. I understand it. But I don't think he deserved that 1-game suspension.
Me neither.
But you know what? This defense is so deep. It's not like I'm freaking out thinking, oh, what are we going to do without Derek Hall?
Yeah.
Granted, he's only has 1 sack this year. I think like 10 TFLs or whatnot.
He's building up.
Good ball player.
Yeah.
But we're not too stressed.
I want to get back to the college football conversation. Did you already read that text from the 253?
No.
It was related to what you said, but I want to get back to it. Why is this still a discussion, says the 253. Tulane and JMU deserve to be there. It's just like March Madness. The first couple games aren't very competitive, which I also drastically disagree in a college football playoff. But I want to go back to that point you made. My sister was actually asking me about this because she was like, oh, I want a Cinderella story. And I said, that's something that you can still not only root for, but that happens and makes sense when it comes to March Madness. It doesn't for football.
Here's the thing. How many teams are in March Madness? 68?
Yeah.
All right. 68. 12 football teams.
Right.
You mean to tell me James Madison is one of the best 12 football teams out there?
They're not.
Negative.
It's okay.
They're not. And it's okay. They got different budget. You know, their coaches are different. Their talent is different. It's okay. No disrespect to James Madison, but when you make it to the playoff, you want the best teams there. I watched the film on Tulane. I watched the film on James Madison. Great program. Love their offense. Not one of the top 12 teams.
Raise your hand if you would have rather seen Notre Dame and Oregon.
Oh, most def. You already know.
If you would have rather seen BYU and Ole Miss.
Yes.
Most
Yes.
def.
It would have been a better game. It would have been better for the product. I am all for fairness, and I love a Cinderella story. When Joel Klatt, who I also love his podcast, said that like no one likes March Madness and Cinderella stories and everything, I was like, Joel, you're crazy.
Crazy.
You absolutely. This is part of why people love college hoops, but that doesn't exist in football in the same way. So I'm okay with a little bit of quote unfairness there.
Yeah.
Because it makes for a better product.
This is just different, man. If you understand football, you know. Take it like this. So there are 1A high school football teams in this state. 1A teams. You know why they're 1A? Because they only have like 600 kids at their school, and the talent is just different. You don't put a 1A school and you try to compete with like an Eastside Catholic or a Mount Tahoma or someone who was in the playoffs this year. It is what it is, and that's fair. It's not asking those teams to play against these big boy squads.
Let's see. Someone said, how long do you guys think, unrelated, Metcalf will be suspended? Whew.
Did you hear the background?
Yes. So we
got a history.
We will get to this. It ended up being really complicated. This is coming up at 11:30 in the timeline. Someone said, don't forget DK Metcalf. Oh, I have not forgotten the DK Metcalf story. That deserves a little more time. So that's coming up at 11:30. Bob Condotta of the Seattle Times joining us at noon to talk Seahawks. We'll take a look around the NFL, preview a little bit of the Christmas games. And because we only have 2 days with you live, we are looking forward to Week 17, numbers that matter for Seahawks-Panthers. That's coming up at 1. Before we get to any of that, when it comes to the Seahawks, there's a conversation more people nationally need to be having. That's next.
The Mike McDonald Show.
Even for me, I've been in a lot of places. But last night, I don't know if it was the watches. I don't know if it was the drones.
I've never been a part of that before. Now, multiple times throughout the game, I was like, man, this is incredible. And I actually said in the headset, I was like, man, guys, like, this is freaking awesome. Like, you could feel the 12s kind of get back rolling and the energy, and then our guys needed a little pick-me-up, and then they got it. You know, we talk about 12 as 1, and it really is 12 as 1. It's like it's us and 12s all working together.
Get the podcast on the Seattle Sports app.
The stock market was on fire in 2025 due to AI and tech stocks. Now is the time to set a strategy for 2026. It's a good opportunity to lock in those gains and invest into a stable platform. With $8 trillion in cash sitting on the sidelines, investors are either scared or unsure where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rireka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
Guys, if you're worn down, putting on weight, dealing with low T symptoms, or ED, something's off. ignoring symptoms doesn't fix the real issue. For a limited time, Revive Men's Health Washington is offering free full diagnostic panels. A $400 value. It checks testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. The key areas that reveal what's driving low T, ED, and more. Plus, qualified patients get up to 25% off select treatments now through year end. This gives you a clear answer on what's off and the steps to improve it. Over 120,000 patients have trusted Revive since 2011 because the results are real. Claim your free full diagnostic panel today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
At Bible Law Group, we understand what it means to be local legal representation. From shopping at the Bon Marché, picking up gear at Chubby and Tubby, crying for Joey Cora, now for Cal, grabbing a burger while JP Patches clowns by. We live here and fight for you. That's why Bible Law gives local representation to those facing legal problems too big for prayers, even if you can't pronounce Squim or Puyallup. Our legal team has secured more than $40 million in settlements for our clients. We're ready to fight for you. Find us online at BibleLawGroup.com.
Hello, John here with Happy Hauler, your eco-friendly junk removal company. Did you know that all the viable items we remove are sorted, then distributed to low-income and transition housing? We proudly work with Solid Ground and also Mary's Place Make a Home program. Your unwanted items can have a second life, making a big impact for local people transitioning out of homelessness or escaping abusive situations. This holiday season, let's help those that need it most. Happy holidays, or should I say, happy holidays.
Okay, only 10 more presents to wrap. You're almost at the finish line. But first... There, the last one. Enjoy a Coca-Cola for a pause that refreshes.
This is the home of the Seahawks.
Gonna let one fly deep. Got a man out there. Ball is caught down at the 10-yard line, and it's JSN.
Seattle Sports.
The Pacific Northwest is the perfect backdrop for the holiday season. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law reminds us that the roadways don't always agree.
It's that combination of additional travel, changes in routine, and winter weather that make this the most dangerous time of the year to be behind the wheel.
Any safety tips to help commuters keep the holidays joyful?
The number one cause of accidents remains distracted driving, even during the holidays. So store that cell phone in a place that eliminates temptation. It's imperative we set the example for our teens. Also, be aware of abrupt changes in the weather and prepare for it. Sometimes it's as simple as allowing additional distance for following or stopping. Lastly, make sure your vehicle is properly maintained for winter.
That includes four-wheel drive and chains when required at the pass. Please follow these safety precautions from my good friends at Pendergast Law and keep you and your neighbors safe this holiday season.
Happy holidays from all of us at Pendergast Law.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
Hey, it's Dr. Coogan with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic, and I have great news. We're having our biggest sale of the year, over $300 off our normal pricing through December 19th. We know it's hard to stay on track during the holidays, and we want to help. This could be the year you actually lose weight over the holidays and set yourself up for success in January. The best part, you can lose weight and still enjoy those special holiday dinners. No shots, no exercise, no fake food, just a plan that teaches you how to reset your metabolism and keep the weight off for good. Free consultation at eastsideweightlossclinic.com.
Yeah, Mike Salk here, and I've worked with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic for years, and this is the biggest sale I've ever seen from them. $300 off? I did the program myself, losing 35 pounds in just 8 weeks. Take advantage of this awesome sale before the holidays.
Join the 4,000 clients who we've helped lose 20 to 30 pounds in 60 days and take advantage of our lowest pricing of the year. Even if you want to start in January, lock in these prices now. Our remote programs allow you to lose weight from anywhere. Schedule your free consultation at eastsideweightlossclinic.com.
Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
There's a conversation we need to be having about the Seahawks. It is not about Sam Darnold. It's not about turnovers. It's not even about their odds of getting to the Super Bowl, which right now feel pretty high. It's about John Schneider. Should he be Executive of the Year? Bump. Normally, this is something given to the new guy on the block, right? I forget who it was we spoke to, but we asked him about Coach of the Year and Executive of the Year, and he said, look, John might be deserving of it and has probably been deserving of it before, but it's kind of given to, like, the new sexy name. Like, let's say that...
So he's aged out.
It was Bill Barnwell who said that.
Thank you, Bill Barnwell. So he's aged out, right? Only in his 40s, but it's aged out. Just by virtue of being with the team for so long. I think so, right?
Nah, he got to be like 50.
50?
I think he's early 50s.
Early 50s. 50s, I said. But let's go over some of the moves he's made, because I think he should be in the running. Not only that, but so does Mark Schlereth, who was on with Wyman and Bob last week.
If you look at how Mike McDonald has done there and what he has brought to the table, and then you look at John Schneider, you're talking about potential Coach of the Year candidate and potential, GM of the Year or Executive of the Year candidate with what they've been able to do or what they did and some of the decisions they've made and where they sit right now in the hierarchy of the NFC. So really impressive stuff in Seattle going on right now.
Let's talk about those decisions. I've had 4 shots of coffee today. Okay, so we know the obvious ones. We've talked about Sam Darnold before. We've talked about, obviously, the trade and stuff, but I wanted to take a deeper look even at how some of these picks were spent. So, for instance, in trading Geno and DK, the Seahawks picked up pick 92 from the Raiders and pick 52 from the Steelers. 92 turned into Jalen Milroe. TBD. We'll wait and see what happens. 52 was packaged with 82, their original third-round pick, to trade with the Titans and move up and get Nicky Manwari at 35. That feels very important.
It does. I mean, and listen, this draft was very successful. You got Gray Zabel, who's played almost every snap. You got Nicky Manwari. When he's healthy, he's in there almost every snap. Elijah Royal has had his sprinkles of greatness. You got Torrey Horton, who has a couple returns or 1 return for a touchdown. Listen, and it's deeper than just, I guess, the draft. It's also about him hiring Mike McDonald. I know this is a separate year, right? But I'm just thinking about what John has done in the last couple of years.
Like the rebuild effort, yeah.
Right, because when you lose a guy or you move on from a guy like Pete Carroll, you expect to go to a dark place for a while, right? You expect to go through what the Patriots went through for a couple of years. Or Aaron Rodgers, right? You expect your team to not be as competitive and to kind of look at the pieces and look towards the future and say, oh, I see what's happening here. Where last year you win 10 games, you don't make the playoffs, but the transition has happened so quickly, and it's mostly because of what John Schneider, the decision that he's made. Now, he's also hired the right people to help him in this process. It's not just him, but he's the head. He's the guy who runs this. So it's been fun to watch, and the turnaround has happened a lot faster than I thought. I went into this thing thinking, all right, give him 2 to 3 years, and we'll see what's happening. But you are a Super Bowl contender. Last year, you could have easily made the playoffs. It's been impressive to see him make this transition and put the people in the right places. That's what great leaders do, is they delegate. You can't do everything, right? John Schneider don't run a 3-4, the scheme like that, but he puts the people in position to do that. Exactly.
We haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it.
You make a really good point, though, that a lot of it is the behind-the-scenes decisions. It's decisions made with leadership. I think people look at the GM and they go, oh, so drafting. What draft moves did you make? What free agent moves did you make? What signings did you add to make this team better? What trades did you make? And it's like, well, wait a minute. All of that's really important, and we're going to go over some of them. But you're right. Sometimes it's, hey, you built a great relationship with Mike McDonald, and that took time and effort on your part. You asked, presumably, Mike McDonald what he might want, right? Like you were able to work with people within your building to identify what the team needed instead of being stubborn and saying, I think I've got it from here, right? Like we've seen what bad GM work looks like and bad ownership looks like. Exactly. Someone that's like really stubborn, that doesn't listen, that doesn't want to take anyone else into account. And sometimes it's the moves you didn't make. Would Will Fries be an upgrade over their current right guard situation? Maybe.
He's having a tough season, actually.
But he's having a tough – it's not like he's a Pro Bowler for Minnesota. So there was a decision not made because they wanted him to do the medical and he wasn't willing to do it. It would have been a lot of money that they, let's say, wouldn't have been able to spend on DeMarcus Lawrence. You're not regretting that decision. No. Instead, you're happy that the extra money you had was spent on improving an already great defense with someone like DeMarcus Lawrence.
2 names. You're talking, as you were talking, I'm thinking about just the moves that he's made, right? 2 names that just popped in my head. This dude ain't even here no more. But when he was here, he was balling. Darion Kendricks, right? He had 2
Cleaning up
interceptions.
waivers.
Now he's over there with the Rams now, went back home. Big ups to the homie. Went back home. A move that is underrated that people might forget because when he was here, he was balling low-key. Ty Okada, right? You bring that young man in. Those are the type of moves.
Extending Eric Saubert.
Exactly. Those are the type of moves that stick out to me the most when we talk about this executive of the year type thing because those are the ones that are like the glue pieces. Because in football, guys are going to get hurt. Guys are going to get pulled from practice squad. They're going to get waived. There's this transaction that's constantly happening in football, and you need guys like those two to kind of keep things together. DeAnthony Bell has come in and made some plays. Like we can talk the big names. Emma has been a baller. Grace Abel's been a baller. Those are the obvious ones, and those should be recognized. But to me, it's the subtle moves that are made.
Well, and those are the ones that I think other GMs and people around football really appreciate. Like, let's take Howie Roseman for the Philadelphia Eagles. The move that everyone talked about is signing Saquon Barkley in free agency. Well, Saquon Barkley is a high first-round pick, clearly talented. The question was just about, like, injury, what is his ceiling? Is it worth spending money on a running back? Granted, it wasn't, like, the most money ever. But then the under-the-radar move that was also really important, Zach Bond, and keeping him there, who ended up being a massive contributor and kind of an under-the-radar one. So there was a move. It's not like Saquon is too obvious, but there was the move that everyone talked about.
Then there was the move. Obvious.
It is obvious.
Yeah.
But then, like, what Howie Roseman deserved a lot of credit for was, like, the Zach Bond-like move.
He was a special teamer.
Yes.
Special teamer.
For the Saints, right?
Yeah.
And then ended up being a key contributor on your defense, like central to your defense. That's a move that ends up getting Executive of the Year recognition.
Another name, Drake Thomas.
Right.
Drake Thomas, right?
Right.
Tyrese Knight started the year as that guy, and you roll the dice on Drake Thomas. He's on your roster. Obviously, Mike McDonald had to make the move and say, okay, this is going to be our guy, but you're the one who signed him. So, yeah, I think the obvious ones, like you mentioned, Saquon, those are fun.
It would be like Sam Darnold this year. That would be the obvious one that everyone knows.
Yeah, those are fun. And you need to make those obvious moves. But in football, man, when I was in the locker room, I would see like maybe 5 to 6 different faces every single week because it's constantly, this is a revolving door in the league. If you're not one of those obvious moves, you're one of the glue guys. And he's done a good job finding the glue guys, and they've contributed. Like the way this defense is set up and what they've been through this year with guys like Drake Thomas, with Ty Okada, with Darion Kendricks, like I mentioned, even a guy like Josh Jobe, underrated move. You know what I'm saying? Those are the pieces that can push you over the top. You need the obvious ones, but you need the low-key ones.
Well, and sometimes moves connect. Like, okay, let's say with Clint Kubiak. Sam Darnold came here in part because of Clint Kubiak. He was familiar with his system. He was familiar with him. It was comfortable, and it was, well, I know that my best bet to succeed is like a system I already know. I don't have to learn a new offense entirely. That was part of that. Okay, well, what I'd be curious about is like, was it entirely Mike McDonald that wanted to bring in Kubiak, or was part of the conversation also knowing like, hey, we can connect these two things, and like this can increase our odds to, get the right guys in free agency. So just little things behind the scenes. I'd still love to know like how much of it was John, but I think that we have seen a team go from missing the playoffs in 2 out of 3 seasons, despite having some good talent, and then close that gap. And it was because of the right hires, the right signings. Like when you're talking about personnel being a difference, well, midseason trades to get you Ernest Jones or Leonard Williams, and it's a bummer because some of these are stuff we're talking about, like you're right, from last year. We can't combine them, but I don't know, man. It's just he probably will not get it, but he's deserving of those flowers.
Last one before we go. A move that could be underrated, especially now with injuries, bringing Diggs back. Let's see how that factors into the rest of the season.
I'm glad you mentioned that because we have the huddle tomorrow as a reminder on Tuesday, short week, and we've got some injury questions for this secondary. So bookmark that, table that. We'll get back to
circle back.
We'll circle back. EOD. Are the Mariners planning another reunion? GM Justin Hollander said something very interesting on Sunday. That's next.
Here we go. Darnold has time. Looks inside. It's caught! The Seahawks win the game
playoff berth?
An instant classic.
This is who we are. That's Seahawks football.
Check.
Probably the craziest game I've ever seen.
With the playoffs looming, what's next?
You know, we're always going to fight.
Complete coverage at SeattleSports.com.
They now have the inside track on having the best record in the NFC.
And the home of the Seahawks.
I think this is the best team in the NFL right now.
Seattle Sports.
Have you tried the dining district at the Bellevue Collection? Grab lunch with friends, meet up for happy hour, and stay for dinner and beyond. You can sample international flavors and local favorites from talented chefs. Try a new cocktail on a rooftop bar or watch the game with friends. And explore the lively nightlife scene. The dining district at the Bellevue Collection, where your taste adventure begins. Learn more at BellevueCollection.com/dining district.
Cliff Averill here, giving a big shout out to the biggest and the best in the Northwest. That's right, I'm talking about Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Time and time again, they've been voted the best resort and best casino with the best chicken wings. There's nothing like being the very best, so come check out everything this place has to offer. Hey, when they say the biggest and the best, they mean it. Everything's on the table at Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Find out more at muckleshootcasino.com and please game responsibly.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BOOST25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Makita's built for the pros who show up early, who don't do shortcuts, only precise cuts. With tools built to last, job after job, year after year. Performance that pays off, because when the job calls for the best, you answer. And when you need the best, you call on Makita. Built to be the best. Available at the Home Depot.
This new year, get started on your next success with University of Maryland Global Campus. An accredited state university, UMGC offers online and hybrid classes, along with more than 135 skills-based degrees and certificates in fields like business, cybersecurity, healthcare, and more. Gain the skills you need to achieve your career goals. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start January 7th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Life's expensive enough, isn't it? Groceries, gas, kids' activities. Sometimes your roof needs replacing, but your budget says not now. Hi, I'm Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. We want to help with an offer to lift that weight off your shoulders. Get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. Or save up to $3,000 on a new roof today. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Touchdown! Seahawks! Ken Walker III!
Get everything Seahawks at seattlesports.com.
Our country is held together by small businesses. That's a fact. It's also a fact that 9 out of 10 of those small businesses will fail. Why? Because it's hard. Really, really hard to build a profitable business from the ground up today. Pure Talk knows that. They started as a small American wireless company determined to keep their customer service in this country. It worked, and today Pure Talk is determined to help other small businesses prosper by offering them the same white glove service the big guys get. Same service, same 5G network at a truly affordable price. Pure Talk is focused on businesses that employ welders and roofers, electricians, plumbers, HVAC techs, the people who keep the lights on. If that sounds like your business, give Pure Talk Business a try and see just how much you could save. Dial pound 250, say micro, to switch to an American wireless company who understands the power of small business. Pure Talk.
At Shane Company, there's no shortcuts, just craftsmanship. Because a friend wants your fine jewelry and dream engagement ring to be nothing short of perfect, no matter the price. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Hey, Mike Salk here. Book your stay at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel for an evening of elegance at a night at the Grand Ball. This New Year's Eve celebration includes the legendary DJ Super Sam. Seattle's closest is now Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
Okay, only 10 more presents to wrap. You're almost at the finish line. But first... There, the last one. Enjoy a Coca-Cola for a pause that refreshes.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Is there a reunion in store for the Seattle Mariners? We're wondering if they should or will run it back with Geno Suarez. Mariners GM Justin Hollander sounded open to the idea of a reunion with Geno. This was in an interview with SiriusXM's MLB Network Radio on Sunday.
Certainly a chance. We've maintained contact with Geno's reps. We love Geno. Geno brings a ton, not just on the field, the things that people see with the 49 homers, the big moments, but off the field, his steady presence, great makeup, what he brings to a clubhouse every day. It's really hard to replicate. So we've maintained contact with Geno's reps all winter long.
How do you feel about a reunion with Geno?
I mean, I'm cool. You know, I wouldn't mind if he was on the ball club, especially if that's your best option at this point.
And
you know
it
what I
might
mean? Yeah, it might be. So, no, I think a full season with Geno would allow people to kind of fall back in love with what he brings to this team. Because, you know, he had his moments in the playoffs, but didn't really, you know, play
It's more like he had a moment,
Yeah.
like one of the moments,
Yeah.
and then otherwise, I agree with you. It's like he cooled off, like hot in Arizona, and then cooled here, and was like always on the brink. Like we talked to Ryan Rowland-Smith, and I agreed with him. He was always like, he's on the brink, but never quite got
Never
it.
really put it all together.
Yeah.
But Hollander talked about what he does off the field, too.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's important. And I know it's about it's performance-based. You need the bombs. You need him to produce. But great teams have guys like Geno on the squad. You know, it's not like he's, what was homie's name? Solano?
Donovan Solano.
Donnie Barrels?
He ain't Donnie B. You know,
Or Jesse Winker.
He's
who,
not
like,
just here strictly for vibes.
Yeah.
He can actually produce at the same time.
Oh,
So,
I see. Yeah.
So
like
I know.
Carlos Santana.
I would not mind, and if that's your best option, especially, go ahead and get him.
Well, let's talk about their options. Curtis, you've had your eye on the free agent market. Run us through, I guess, what the Mariners could do there, and whether or not Geno would be an expensive solution.
Well, you could go after the best third baseman free agent. That'd be Alex Bregman. I don't think the Mariners are going to go down that road. It just seems a little too pricey for their checkbook. The level down below him is Geno Suarez, and then once you get past Geno, it is a whole lot of nothing. Paul DeYoung, Yohan Moncada, Bumps boy Kike Hernandez.
Let's go.
You want to run it back with Luis Arias?
No.
No,
I don't.
So once you get past Geno, there's just not a lot available in terms of quality free agent third baseman. So, I mean, if you don't get Bregman or Geno, all of a sudden now you're probably going to go with Ben Williamson, Colt Emerson, one of those two as your opening day third baseman. Maybe you try and get a second baseman brought in here, but it kind of feels like if the Mariners strike out on all these second basemen, they've kind of been linked to Ketel Marte, Brendan Donovan, what have you. It does kind of feel like Geno becomes like almost a must at that point just to get some offense in your lineup.
Yeah, I do not want a team that's expecting to get to a World Series to lean entirely into the youth movement. Now, I want to see more from Ben Williamson, whose defense was great and who just needs more consistency at the plate. And hi, welcome to the experience of every young player. I do not want this team to lean on that youth at second and third heading into the season.
It's a weird place to be in because, like Shannon said when she was here, you got to give them that room to grow.
Runway.
Right? You got to give them that runway. You got to give them a room to grow. But at what cost? What do you What are you willing to sacrifice and deal with? Is this team good enough to pick these guys up? Because you're going to need, if you do bring in a young guy, you give him that runway. That means the top of the order has to come out hot.
Curtis, I have one more follow-up question. You mentioned, if they strike out on all their second base options, maybe it becomes a must. What if they don't? What if they do get a deal done for, like, Brandon Donovan? Then does Geno seem less likely? Are you more comfortable going with youth?
I would still prefer to have both Donovan and Geno. If that's one of the options available to this team, it just leaves your roster without as many holes going into it, or at least without as many unknowns going into the 2026 season, a season that I think anything short of a World Series is going to be a disappointment.
Yeah.
Now, is Geno an improving player at this point in his career? Probably not. I mean, he did have the 49 home runs, which was a career high at that point, but we saw, what Geno's like when he's slumping, and it's hard. It's hard to watch at times. But I don't think it becomes impossible to add Geno if you do acquire Brendan Donovan.
Yeah.
I think it becomes tougher if you add Ketel Marte, but I feel like Ketel Marte's offense can make up for a lot of what you're missing out of that third base spot. But if you could also pair Geno with Brendan Donovan, I think I'd be okay with that as sort of the finishing two moves of the Mariners offseason.
Bump, I got 2 texts to read you. Willem in Maple Valley. What the heck is wrong with Ben Williamson? He can be an all-star caliber player given the opportunity to be full-time. The 253
like 3 or 4 years from now.
The 253 says, I very much want Williamson and Young to start this season. We can make trades where needed at the break.
I think that because of what this team is right now, which we think are contenders coming into this season, I'm okay with letting the youngsters dip their toe in that thing a little bit, but I'd rather have somebody who's been there, who's done that, and who just has a history, man, because we don't know how long this window's going to be open.
That's key.
We don't know how healthy this rotation is going to be. We don't know if – I know Kyle's not going to hit 60 bombs next year, right? So you're going to need just more help and more contributions from the rest of the lineup. So that's my thing is I don't want to waste these good years. We almost tricked it off last year and the year before that.
8 outs away. I'm with Bump on this one, and Curtis, you kind of hinted at it too. It's those 2 young players are great. They're going to be with this team. I don't think they're going to get traded. You need that depth there. But what we're also not even considering is, like, let's say you roll with them and one gets hurt. Like, there's also a question of depth here at the infield. This is not a team that has, like, a lot of answers there. So even outside of wanting to get some time for those young guys to develop, you need to get some insurance. This is not a team that's in, like, a build up and let these guys develop place. You're in a very delicate balance, and I applaud Jerry and Justin for trying to find a way to navigate this. You're in a very delicate balance between trying to let these guys get enough time to develop and making sure that that does not cost you games.
Exactly.
Because you don't want to hit the All-Star break, to hit the trade deadline going, if only we were a little over 500, we could make a move here.
Back.
Yeah, no, you
Whoops.
don't want it to cost you early. So again, it's a delicate line to walk, but I would throw in that sometimes we're not even considering injury with these conversations. Like, you want answers there, right? You want a lot of depth there. So I'm with you. I'm pro, bring Geno back, trade for Donovan, whatever it takes. We are getting back to the Seahawks here. In fact, the entire NFC West, 3 teams in the NFC West have clinched a playoff spot before Week 17. So who's the favorite for the number 1 seed? Yes, we know it's technically the Seahawks, but we want to ask NFC West reporter Eric Williams what he thinks next.
Hey, everybody, it's Bob Stelton here along with Dave Wyman from the Wyman and Bob Show. And it's going to be tough, Dave, to top 2025. The Mariners, 8 outs away from the World Series. The Seahawks, as we sit, are the number 1 seed in the NFC. How do they top that in 26?
How about Mariners to the World Series and the Seahawks win the Super Bowl in 2026? What do you think?
I can't wait. Merry Christmas to all of our listeners. Happy New Year. Have a good one, everybody.
What Bob said.
Well, it's pretty hard to believe the holidays are here, and now is a great time for fitness gifts for your friends and family, or maybe even for yourself. Hey, Brock Ewart here, and from weight sets and accessories to the complete home gym, my friends at Top Fitness is the place to shop, and doing it right now. Top Fitness got certified pre-owned, pre-core commercial treadmills that are the same models used in hotels and clubs that typically sell for over $13,000 and available for you. You ready for this? for $3,300. They look like new and they come with a full warranty. So don't settle for that lightweight, cheaper treadmill when you can get a deal this good. As always, you get free delivery and assembly on those Precor treadmills, ellipticals, and exercise bikes. It's no secret why everyone, from personal trainers to pro athletes, love Top Fitness. You can visit them in Tukwila, Linwood, or Bellevue, or go to topfitness.com for all the fitness enthusiasts on your holiday lists. Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
It's Toyota-thon. Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota Renton are providing you with large savings and the widest selection of inventory on Toyota favorites like the 2026 Corolla LE, leasing at $219 a month for 39 months with $29.99 due at signing. The Camry LE at 4.99% APR for 72 months, and the Prius leasing at $305 a month for 36 months with $29.99 due at signing. It's Toyota-thon at ToyotaofKirkland.com and ToyotaofRenton.com. Whether you're in the North or the South, they got you covered.
Offers valid till January 5th, 2026. Excludes taxes, titles, licenses, dealer accessories, and a $200 negotiable dealer documentation fee. Models 1-852-255-21263.
You gave years, maybe decades to your job. You showed up, worked hard, and planned for retirement. But now the company's changed, or maybe you've taken a buyout or been forced into early retirement. So what happens next? I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. And if you've built up a 401k or thrift savings plan, now is the time to ask, is that money really working for you? Many workplace retirement plans offer limited options and even less guidance. At Trajan Wealth, we help people just like you roll over their accounts into IRAs with more flexibility and personalized investment strategies built around your goals. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a personalized plan. We operate on veteran values, service, trust, and doing what's right. Your next chapter starts now. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-466-3300. That's 206-466-3300.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Clever Glass reminds listeners the holidays are meant to be a time of good cheer and warm gatherings with family and friends. Don't spoil the spirit of the season by getting behind the wheel after drinking. Always designate a sober driver or take a ride share for a safe ride home. Let's work together to keep our roadways safe and accident-free this holiday season. Happy holidays to you and yours from the entire team at Clever Glass, the family-owned glass experts in shower doors, windows, mirrors, skylights, and patio doors.
More than 4,000 women are diagnosed with breast cancer every year in Washington state. I'm Dr. Suzette Miranda with Northwest Hope and Healing. We provide a lifeline to breast and gynecologic cancer patients, and you can help us make a difference. Join us for Cork, Fork, and Support, an afternoon of wine tasting and inspiration on January 31st at Mary Hill Winery in Woodinville's Wine Country. Get your tickets now for Cork, Fork, and Support. Go to nwhopeandhealing.org to learn more.
Guys, leave weight gain, low T, and ED in 2025. For a limited time, Revive Men's Health Washington is offering free full diagnostic panels, a $400 value. It checks testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. Plus, qualified patients get up to 25% off select treatments now through year end. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com today.
At Washington Energy Services, we take the time to get to know you and your home. We have the passion and commitment to see each project through and to treat our work as more than just a job. For over 65 years, we've offered award-winning home services, from heating and cooling, plumbing and electrical, to windows and doors. Complete home improvement handled from start to comfort. For peace of mind when you need it most, count on Washington Energy Services, bringing good energy to your home.
Styles change, 12s grow, but Seahawks love, that's forever. From the young fans in their fresh new jerseys to the lifelong 12s in their throwback jackets. At the Pro Shop, we've got gear for 12s of every age and every walk of life. This is the Pro Shop. Shop official Seahawks gear in-store at Lumen Field and the Landing in Renton, or online at Seahawks.com/Pro Shop.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The famous Idaho Potato Bowl between the Cougs and Utah State kicks off now on ESPN. We will give you updates during the show. The 49ers clinched a playoff spot this weekend, and that's even before they took the field for Monday Night Football. That's tonight against the Colts. Kickoff at 5:15.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump and Stacy
On Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross. Here we go now.
It's a Reaction Monday powered by the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Coming up in 30 minutes, DK Metcalf, we haven't even talked about this story, swung at a Lions fan, and now we have both sides of this story. Again, that's coming up at 30. Coming up at 11:45, three NFC West teams, are headed to the playoffs. I think this year's NFC West is better than last year's NFC North, which also saw three teams head to the playoffs. We'll talk about that. Bob Condotta joining us at noon. A look around the NFL coming up at 12:30. And with only 2 days this week for us, we're already starting our Week 17 preview, looking at the numbers that matter for Seahawks-Panthers coming up at 1. A very busy sports weekend, a very busy sports Monday, just a ton to get to. We barely talked about college football, but don't worry, we'll get back to that with headline rewrites.
Yeah, it was a great weekend, honestly.
It was a great weekend. All right, well, let's talk about everything we saw, and that goes all the way back to Thursday night against the Rams. Eric Williams, Fox Sports NFC West reporter, joining us now on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Eric, how's it going?
It's going good. How you guys doing?
Fantastic. We were just talking about how absolutely great the NFL felt this weekend, certainly for Seahawks fans, but just a lot of really fun games. I am going to go all the way back to Thursday night, though, and ask you what your single biggest takeaway was immediately after that game.
I think it was a couple different things for me. I think I need to do a deep dive so I have a better understanding of how replay works, because I'm not totally understanding, that part of it. I think with a lot of the rest of the folks that are watching the league as well. And then I think for me, watching it was around special teams, which has been an issue for them really for a couple years now. Are they going to be able to fix that before the postseason begins? Obviously with the missed field goal, with the big punt return by Seattle. It's been an ongoing issue. It's kind of a blind spot for McVay. And so I'm interested to see, obviously they fired the special teams coach and hired from within, first time during the middle of the season that he's fired somebody off of his staff. So interested to see how that gets better for them moving forward.
Yeah, I was talking to Stacy about special teams, and yeah, the coordinator obviously is going to get all the flack or whatnot, but I mean it's a team sport. Like you got assistants that are helping out, so I'm interested to see just how things change there. Last week, Stacy pointed out that the Rams haven't invested enough in their special teams. Right? What was the number you threw out there, Stacy?
I think they're 32nd in cap dedicated for this year.
Do you feel like that's a part of the game in general in the NFL that's neglected?
I think in general, yes, and I think specifically for some teams, they try to get by being cheap there and spending their money elsewhere. I know with the Rams, they've drafted kickers, I think, twice since 2020, since they moved on from Matt Gay, I think 2022, Sam Sloman, who they cut in the middle of the season, and then Cardi, who they just let go. So they've tried to get, rookies in there who just haven't got the job done. This is their fourth special teams coach that they've hired since Fossil left in 2020, who was considered one of the better special teams coaches in the league. He's now, I believe, with the Cowboys. So they've thrown personnel and money at it in terms of draft picks, but I don't think they want to pay, the kind of money that the Seahawks are paying Jason Myers in terms of how they allocate their cap. So I think that's part of the issue. And I just don't think it's something that McVay is good at coaching. I think he just kind of wants to bring a specialist in that's really good at coaching that group and have them handle it. And I think he needs to do a better job of getting involved, not only in the players being selected, but how it's being coached, so they can be better in that phase of the game because it's important.
We know Matthew Stafford and Sean McVay are phenomenal, and not only that, but have also proven it by winning a Super Bowl before. Against the Rams, we were all wondering if Sam Darnold could get it done. Even though he threw two picks, he still led a game-winning drive and another or to tie it, another in overtime to win it. Pivotal 2-point conversion. I think there are some people still waiting to have this question answered. But Eric, do you think that the Seahawks can win a Super Bowl with Sam Darnold?
Yeah, I think they can, but I think he still needs to continue to play well in those big moments. He's going to have another one, coming up over the next 2 weeks. So can he continue to play like he did in the fourth quarter? Obviously the San Francisco game is going to be huge at the end of the year to see how he plays against his former team. And then, when we get to the postseason, it just continues to get heightened in terms of those situations. But I think last week was a big first step for him with Seattle to show that he can come through in moments like that.
Man, this division is wild, man. Obviously, we focus a lot on the Rams and what they've been doing and the Seahawks, but what have you seen from the Niners? How have they been able to kind of stay afloat and keep fighting?
Yeah, that has kind of been under the radar, but they're playing really well right now, and their quarterback is starting to play better, Purdy. So they're kind of heating up at the right time and getting healthier. Obviously, they're missing Bosa and Warner defensively, but they have some underappreciated guys on the defensive end that are playing well for them. But I think most importantly, with Purdy coming back, Kittle's still there offensively, Trent Williams still there offensively, and then McCaffrey in the kind of year that he's having, they're dangerous. I mean, they could potentially, if they went out, get the number one seed in the postseason and never leave Santa Clara and play the Super Bowl there if everything goes perfectly for them. So they're definitely a team to contend with. I'm interested to see how they play on Monday night against the Colts, against Old Man Rivers. It's an interesting matchup coming up tonight.
I wanted to follow up another question about the 49ers. It feels like all season long, the 49ers were one of the Super Bowl favorites heading into the season, but it feels like since, week 4 and onward, everyone's been talking about the Rams and Seahawks, and that's especially escalated, obviously, with Thursday night. You're right in that the 49ers have been woefully overlooked. That being said, is it because of the injuries, or is it because there are areas where statistically they've kind of defied odds? You know what I mean? Like the Rams and Seahawks have crushed with DVOA. So is there like a real area of concern there with the 49ers?
Yeah, definitely if you have two of your best defensive players, it's getting after the passer. They're one of the teams that struggle, creating pass rush, which makes sense because Bosa isn't there and Warner isn't there, who's one of the best blitzers in the league. And so I think that's one of the reasons why maybe you don't think of them as a team that could potentially win the Super Bowl, because are they going to really be able to get off the field in late game situations where they kind of have to create pass rush on their own based on blitzing and stunts and those kind of things. So that would be a concern, if I'm looking at the 49ers, and then who's their number one receiver on the perimeter. Obviously the Ayuk situation with everything that's gone on there, Ricky Purcell can't stay on the field. So you worry about how they're going to get it done on the perimeter offensively, how they're going to win on the perimeter. So those two things are things that stick out when you look at the Niners. But then, they also have guys that have been there before, and starting with their quarterback and obviously Kittle and McCaffrey. And so I think that's why you can't really overlook, what they can do when and if they get in the postseason.
What do you think of Bryce Young? He's led a bunch of game-winning drives. He's got this team playing good football over there. This is an interesting matchup to me when it comes to the quarterbacks. Sam Darnold, who's turning his season around, or his perception around, and then you got Bryce Young. Tell me what you've seen from Bryce.
Yeah, that's a hard evaluation when you watch him, because he just doesn't look like he belongs on the field physically. When you watch Carolina play, you're like, that's really their quarterback. But then you watch him, he can make all the throws. Like he delivers the ball on time, on target. He's accurate, gets the ball out quick. He moves better than maybe you think he can move. So he's good at evading and kind of keeping plays alive. And it seems like they have a lot of confidence in what he can do in leading that team. And then they can run the football too, so that gives them some balance. And I think their defense is underrated, aspect of how they play. And so they play pretty good complementary football of playing off each other. They're sneaky too. I'm interested to see that matchup this weekend and see if he can kind of continue to play like he's been playing, towards the end of the season.
I feel like Eagles fans go one of two ways, which is they think everyone should be fired or that their team can beat everyone. So I saw a lot of people talking with a Seahawks-Rams game that went into overtime about, the Eagles could take on this team. I think the Seahawks and Rams have kind of separated themselves from the pack being the entire league, and the 49ers, like you said, are right there. And I think it's the NFC West that's where the number one seed is obviously going to come from. I feel like it's where the Super Bowl representative is going to come from. That said, how do the Eagles compare or stack up? They're so talented with these three teams.
Yep. I think you said it. When you look 1 through 53, I think they still have one of the most talented rosters in the league. They have a Super Bowl MVP leading them, even though he's been getting, some arrows shot his way in terms of how he plays offensively. Their defense is legit. I think that's one of the things, in having saw them in person when they played the Chargers, was really impressed with their secondary and their ability to kind of play man and lock up, and then obviously create pass rush with their front seven. So they're a team that can beat you a lot of different ways if they ever figure out how to get, Saquon going and get that running game going. And I think, experience matters in the postseason, and you're talking about the defending Super Bowl champs. So I don't think you can ever count them out. I think they're a team that can beat other teams on the road. So I would put them right there with the Rams and the Seahawks in terms of a team that can come out of the NFC and represent that conference in the Super Bowl.
Man, there's a team that no one's really talking about. The number 3 defense in the NFL. They're 11-4. They're like the Clippers of LA. What do you like? What do you like from the Chargers?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard for the Chargers because I covered that team for 6 years. So my expectation is something weird's going to happen and they're going to lose.
You're like, I've seen how this story ends so many times.
I've seen this movie over and over again. But give them credit. I mean, because they're playing with guys off the street on the O-line, and they're still figuring out a way to create enough offense. The one guy that stands out for me is their quarterback. Like, Herbert is playing like a dog. Like, he's just running around and making plays because he's not really being protected. So they're doing just enough offensively. They're running the football. Hampton's back, and he's playing well for them. They also have another running back that gives them a nice 1-2 punch offensively. And then defensively, they get after it. They can create pass rush, and their secondary, with the way they play with their defensive coordinator, Jesse Minter, they play a lot of zone, so they're kind of looking at everything. They keep everything in front, and they do a great job of plastering and kind of taking away those throwing windows and creating turnovers in the secondary. So they're dangerous, but again, they're the Chargers. I think something probably going to ultimately happen where they do something weird and they end up losing the postseason.
Let's stay in the AFC. We've talked about the NFC contenders. Which AFC team do you think brings the single biggest headache if they make it to the Super Bowl?
I think it's the Patriots. I have a lot of respect for their coach and Mike Vrabel. May's playing at MVP level. They can run the football. They're pretty good defensively. They can create pass rush. I think that they're a team that would be tough to beat, particularly if you have to go to New England and play in the elements up there in January. I think for me, that would be the team I would point to. Obviously, Buffalo, because of Josh Allen and everything that he can do, in late game situations. But for me, I just don't trust Buffalo's defense. I still feel like they'll give up plays in the postseason. So I think for me right now, it's the Patriots and then maybe Buffalo.
Yeah, NFC is a weird place right now. I was looking at the Jags and just what they've done, 6-game winning streak, and they're a team that is it's tough for me to really buy into what's going on over there, and I don't know why. Like, I'm looking at them; they're playing good defense. Trevor Lawrence is playing some good football. Why should I or shouldn't I believe in the Jags?
Trevor Lawrence. I think that's probably why you don't believe in them, because you're not really buying that he's a legit top 10 quarterback in the league. He is playing at a high level right now, but there have been times where he struggled, particularly with turning the ball over and just kind of making the right decisions. But I did watch all of that game against the Broncos, and he's playing at a high level right now. I think he has 10 total touchdowns in the last 2 games, no turnovers in the last 4. Obviously they're riding a 6-game winning streak. Give Liam Cohen a lot of credit for getting Trevor to play at a high level. But is he going to be able to do that in the postseason? I think that kind of remains to be seen.
Before we let you go, 49ers playing in Monday Night Football tonight. You mentioned it'll be interesting to see, how they fare against the Colts, or rather like how Phillip Rivers looks. I'm guessing you're choosing the 49ers to win, but maybe a key to the game or something you're watching for in particular?
I am taking Rivers. I like Indy against that defense. I think, having watched Rivers play a lot, covering that team, when he plays against defense that are static pre-snap, he usually does pretty well because he knows where to go with the football, before he snaps it. So I like them to surprise at home. I think Rivers, with another week of practice, is going to play better. I think they're going to try to push the football down the field a little bit. And then I think their defense, when you watch them against Seattle, they actually look pretty good. They played solid. So I like the Colts to surprise here.
Oh, I love that pick, Eric. He is Fox Sports NFC West reporter Eric Williams. Thanks so much, man. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Eric.
Sure. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
It's a Reaction Monday powered by the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Old Man Rivers upsetting the 49ers.
Rivers.
How about that? Now we're going to talk about that in second down. Right now it's 4 down territory.
This is 4 down territory. Going inside the game with former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
First down before we get to Monday night. What's an indication that the Seahawks may be the best team in football despite not having an elite quarterback?
Well, they won 5 games in a row, but the number that sticks out to me the most is, since you do numbers, Stacy. All right. 164. That's their point differential. It's crazy, man. I think the Rams are at 158.
Yeah.
They're close.
And then gap.
But that's about it. So when you look at that, what does that tell you? That they put up points and they don't let points get put up on them, even though they gave up, 37 last week. But I think that when you're trying to decipher who a team really is, you have to look at their schedule, but that's a big indicator for me. Can they continue to be that team with Sam Darnold? Like, I need him to take this one more step forward. I think last week he checked the box. Look, I started the game off whack. I got myself together, put my team in position to win, and I made the plays. The defense is going to be there to hold them down. I know, gave up 37 last game, 581 yards, the most in franchise history. I get all of that.
Weird game.
Okay, weird things happen.
MVP playing.
All right, but 164. That is my number for the day, Stacey.
I like that. You know what's interesting about that as well? We talked about it. I don't know if it was on the quiz or not. I was going to put it on there heading into the week. Remember, was it 2018, 19, maybe around there? Remember when the whole story for the Seahawks was like all these one-score wins and like these close wins? Them and the Rams have an average margin of victory of around 11. Now, that was entering this game, but think about that. Average margin of victory is 2 scores.
They're chilling.
They're hanging out, man. Just chilling. Second down. Let's get to Monday night. Can old man Rivers get it done?
Man, my guy E. Weezy got me thinking about this, man.
I thought about it for a minute.
He got me thinking about this. I don't think he gets it done. And it's because of part of what Eric Williams was talking about, that Brock Purdy's playing better football too. And I think that this defense.
But I want it to happen.
I want it to happen so bad. I would love for the 44-year-old to go out there and do just enough to win this ball game. Because I want the Colts to make the playoffs too, man. I think it's just a great story all the way around. But I think that Eric said the Colts are going to push the ball down the field. I don't know if they can push the ball down the field. I don't think his arm is active enough to push him down the field. So does he get it done tonight? I don't think so, but I will be rooting for him. I would love for him to get it done.
God, what was the longest play that he can't have thrown it more than like 20? I think his longest play was like 21 yards.
It was the interception.
The interception?
Yep.
That was the furthest he threw it down the field?
The interception.
No! Oh, I don't like Phillip's chances in this one. Third down. Who are you excited to possibly see this weekend?
I'm looking at Quandre. Is Quandre going to play this weekend? We're still waiting to hear about Kobe's knee. It doesn't look good. But this is why you signed Quandre, because you've had all these injuries in that secondary. And just what does he look like? I didn't watch him much when he was with, who was he with, the Raiders?
Tennessee, right?
Yeah. I didn't watch him much over there. I know he's going to be assignment friendly, but are those hips going to be quick? You know, is your reaction time going to be on point? If it doesn't work out, you still have Ty Okada, DeAnthony Bell as well, bars. But, you know, can Quandre just insert himself and be that leader? Because he's in a weird spot. Because when he got picked up, I'm looking at the DB room, and it's like Kobe's not a little kid anymore. Kobe's a grown man. It's partly his room now. How does Quandre just assimilate to that? I'm sure he can. He's a pro. The guys like him over there. But I'm excited to possibly see Quandre Diggs go out there and make some plays.
4th down. Speaking of Eweezy, anything stand out from our conversation with Eric?
Yeah, he said a few things. He believes the Patriots are legit contenders, and you got to respect it. He also said Brock Purdy's playing better football. The funny thing he said was when you watch film on Bryce Young, it's hard to believe that he is out there playing football with those dudes.
Eric had some takes.
He is. He's because I get it. Because when I watch him, he's just small. He's petite. He looks like a child out there. He looks like a child, but he's getting the ball out on time, and he has those guys winning over there. Also, we just talked about that. He said he's taking Rivers now. I think that is awesome, and he answered the question for me. As soon as I asked him a question, he answered it. I'm like, yeah, that's it. About the Jags. It's Trevor Lawrence. I don't fully believe that Trevor Lawrence is the guy. I was telling you before the show started, I went on like BetMGM's podcast, and they asked me what I thought about Sam Darnold. And I said he's probably like as far as ranking, he's like the 10th quarterback or something like that.
Yeah.
And they were appalled. Really? You think he's 10?
Crazy.
I'm like, where do you guys put him? They put him at 15. I'm looking at him and Trevor Lawrence and saying, all right, well, they probably have Trevor Lawrence in their top 10. What can he do that Sam can't do? And he's only had 1 or 2 good years himself. So yeah, it was weird. It was weird. I think Trevor Lawrence is the reason why, but I also can understand why people look at Sam Darnold and have the same questions.
Yeah.
Why? Because neither of them have really done it. But yeah, Eweezy has some takes.
Sometimes I think we're victim to recency bias as well. Like Trevor Lawrence and the Jags are on a hot streak. They're looking great. They just beat one of the best defenses in football by no small margin. I think that if Sam Darnold had thrown for 403 touchdowns and no interceptions against the Rams and maybe looked like that against the Colts, like what if Sam had been on a 5-game win streak where he was hot?
Yeah.
Coming off the Washington game and then just kept doing it, people would be having him much higher.
Yeah, but I get it, and I'm okay with Sam being overlooked. I think the less pressure on him, the better. Just keep overlooking Sam, and I think he'll be fine.
Speaking of Trevor Lawrence, knowing Bryce Young's height, a little diminutive as a passer, if you were to rank 1 through 4, Curtis, you can partake as well. If you were to rank 1 through 4, the following quarterbacks in terms of the number of batted passes they have at the line of scrimmage.
Okay.
Trevor Lawrence, Caleb Williams, Bryce Young, Dak Prescott.
Something tells me Dak is number 1.
Yes.
He is?
Yep.
Is Bryce 4th?
Yes.
Even though he's the shortest?
No,
of them?
listen. The following players have more batted passes at the line of scrimmage than Bryce Young. Dak Prescott, Trevor Lawrence, Caleb Williams, Baker Mayfield. This is in order, by the way, from most to least. Sam Darnold, Cam Ward, J.J. McCarthy, Bo Nix, Jared Goff, Geno Smith, Justin Herbert at 6'6", Drake May, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Justin Fields, Jalen Hurts. All of them have more batted passes than Bryce Young.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Hey.
We're getting it
sleeping
done.
on the hype. Stop sleeping on the hype.
I keep saying people, you know, the meek shall inherit the earth. I think it's the petites. We out here. We're getting it done, okay? People don't believe in us, but we're doing it, except that he's not going to get it done on Sunday. DK Metcalf swung at a Lions fan, and now we have both sides of the story. That's next.
Here we go. Darnold has time. Looks inside. It's caught! The Seahawks win the game!
Playoff berth?
An instant classic. This is who we are. That's Seahawks football.
Check.
Probably the craziest game I've ever seen.
With the playoffs looming, what's next?
You know, we're always going to fight.
Complete coverage at seattlesports.com.
They now have the inside track on having the best record in the NFC.
And the home of the Seahawks.
I think this is the best team in the NFL right now.
Seattle Sports.
Protect your home and auto with a bundle from Progressive so you can stop worrying about them and invent new things to worry about, like snakes in your bedroom. Sure, that sounds incredibly irrational, but now that we've mentioned it, you are a little worried. The odds of one snake, let alone snakes plural, are so slim. But you might want to check. Oh, you're not near your bedroom. Guess you'll just have to sit there and worry about it. So let Progressive protect your home and auto, because you've got enough to worry about. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
This holiday season, Capital One reminds you to give yourself the gift of 1.5% cash back with the Capital One Quicksilver Card.
Can I earn 1.5% cash back on birds?
Birds?
What if you sent your true love 2 turtle doves plus a partridge in a pear tree?
Sure, but why would anyone want that?
The song was very convincing.
Earn 1.5% cash back on all your holiday purchases with the Capital One Quicksilver Card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
At Bible Law Group, our team reflects the same lessons learned by our founder, James Bible, while playing for legendary Husky coach Don James. Coach James always said it's amazing what gets done when nobody claims credit. That's the philosophy we carry into every case, because your victory is what matters at Bible Law Group. When your legal problems hit biblical levels and you feel like you're stuck in a lion's den of litigation, you need a legal team that won't back down. At Bible Law, we've secured over $40 million in settlements for our clients, and we're ready to fight for you. Find us online at BibleLawGroup.com.
Nugget Bills, Nuggets all the way.
Hi, I'm Kylie.
I'm John.
And I'm Garrison.
And a little thing we love about the 30-count Chick-fil-A nuggets
is sharing them when we cut down the Christmas tree.
We will pack the car with gifts. And of course, we go and pick up our family's favorite nuggets.
Every nugget is tasty times quadrillion.
And we get all the sides.
Yeah, the ooey gooey mac and cheese is a big hit.
Share the nuggets, share the joy. Order the 30-count Chick-fil-A nuggets on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
This new year, get started on your next success with University of Maryland Global Campus. An accredited state university, UMGC offers online and hybrid classes, along with more than 135 skills-based degrees and certificates in fields like business, cybersecurity, healthcare, and more. Gain the skills you need to achieve your career goals. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start January 7th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
It's a classic odor tale. You fried fish for dinner, cleaned up, but the smell is still in the house. And the neighbors are coming over for game night. They're on their way. And then you spray Febreze Air Mist. Febreze Air starts working instantly to fight even your toughest odors, so you go from fish to fresh like that. Now all you have to worry about is Pen cheating at charades.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Have you tried the dining district at the Bellevue Collection? Grab lunch with friends, meet up for happy hour, and stay for dinner and beyond. You can sample international flavors and local favorites from talented chefs. Try a new cocktail on a rooftop bar or watch the game with friends and explore the lively nightlife scene. The Dining District at the Bellevue Collection, where your taste adventure begins. Learn more at BellevueCollection.com/dining district.
Look, it's never too early to plan for retirement, right? Whether it's decades away or maybe just around the corner, Trajan Wealth's fiduciary advisors can ensure you feel prepared for this financial shift. It's Mike Salk here, and my friends at Trajan Wealth offer tailored insights and strategies designed specifically for investors with $500,000 or more in savings looking for ways to optimize those funds. Start with an introductory meeting. That's what I did. They'll explain their strategy, which is tailor-made to your specific needs and goals. They'll help you with the accumulation phase of life, which most of us are in now, but then also with the plans for using that money in retirement and beyond. All without paying more than your fair share in taxes, right? Super helpful for someone like me who doesn't exactly spend every day staring at stock quotes. Call the fiduciary advisors at Trajan Wealth today to schedule your free consultation at 206-466-3300. That's 206-466-3300 or TrajanWealth.com.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC. SEC registered investment advisor. Client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Your old furnace ain't nice, and your toes are like ice.
dayandnight.net. This month, Day and Night gives you a free furnace with the installation of an AC or heat pump.
If you're not sure your furnace will make it through another winter, call us to install a proper, long-lasting, efficient heating system backed by our lifetime workmanship guarantee, so you won't be left out in the cold.
Install an AC or heat pump and get a free furnace from Day and Night Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric.
Dayandnight.net.
This is The Timeline.
With Bump and Stacy.
Brought to you by 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
Quick score update from the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. Cougs take a 7-0 lead early against Utah State.
This is what champions are made of.
Okay.
You're not a champion unless you play in the Idaho Potato Bowl.
Right. Okay.
On the blue turf.
To the
at
timeline.
11 o'clock on a Monday.
Moving on. To the timeline. Everyone saw it. DK Metcalf swung at a Lions fan after words were exchanged between the two. I was watching, not the actual broadcast of that game, but Red Zone, and you heard the play-by-play go, "We got this on camera. You guys won't believe this, but let's take a look." DK with a fan, and it was just immediately, it's like, that's going viral. Everyone's going to be talking about this. And it was, unsurprisingly. So a lot of people have questions coming out of this. Well, what happened? What did he say? Why'd you do that? What's going on? The Detroit fan, which was identified by the Detroit Free Press as Ryan Kennedy, says he called DK by his full name, and then DK grabbed him. Okay, so that's his half of the story.
Call him DeKalen?
DeKalen Zacharias Metcalf, I guess.
Okay.
So he's just, I called him by his full name, and then he grabbed me. That's his story. Chad Johnson reported on his show last night that the Lions fan, Ryan Kennedy, used a racial slur and also insulted DK's mother with another slur. NFL Network's Tom Pelissero reported this morning that DK and this Lions fan actually have a history. So DK reported this fan to Seahawks team security last year during Seattle's Monday night game in Detroit. DK left Ford Field before reporters could ask him about the incident, but NFL Network's Ian Rappaport discussed what a possible punishment could look like.
Yeah, this is something that will be investigated by the NFL and likely decided upon by the end of the day when we've seen players be suspended. Generally, it's come Monday at night, so I would say look out for that today. We've seen a couple different angles. That looks like a punch. There's another angle that looks more like a swipe. Now, the fan was quoted by, I believe it was the Detroit Free Press, saying that DK got mad because he called DK by his full name rather than just his initials. Seems like a weird thing to get mad about, but I guess anything is possible. Who knows? This will be reviewed by the NFL. If there is a suspension, then obviously DK Metcalf will not play the next game. And
look, I don't know what the actual story here is. Obviously, only DK and the fan know. I, like Ian, find it unbelievable that DK would swipe at someone who just called him by his name. That's not a believable story.
Yeah, I know DK does have a temper. We know that about him. But putting hands on a fan, that's a bit different. You have to get under his skin, I would feel like, to do that.
Yeah.
So, like you said, those two are the only ones who really know what went down. But going off of what I know of DK and going off of just that whole interaction, he felt disrespected.
Well, and Bump, you know this. People shout all kinds of things at players. Like a player saying, "You suck," or whatever, just getting in his face. It would be far from the first time DK's heard that from people. It's, I would imagine, like you said, it takes a lot to actually interact. I don't buy that he just said his name. I don't know what happened, but I'm like, what did you say, man?
Yeah.
What caused this? Because DK has heard a million things from fans. He hears trash talk on the field. I am sure an opposing defensive back has talked about his mother. What did you say?
Well, the fact that there's history, too. That
he reported him to security.
Right? He talked to the Seahawks about this guy. So this guy's been on his radar. Either way, man, it's tough to restrain yourself in that situation if that fan said what DK said he said.
I think he sounds like a troll. When he interviewed with the Detroit Free Press and they asked him for his name, he said, "Just call me Detroit Lions #1 fan who called DK Zacharias Metcalf." Like, that's the name he gave them.
Really?
And then the Detroit Free Press said, upon pressing more, he told us his name was Ryan Kennedy. So he
Yeah,
sounds
Ryan.
kind of like a troll.
Go do something else with your life.
Let's see what happens, what comes from this one. Anthony Joshua beat down Jake Paul on Friday night. He won with a 6th round knockout.
And it almost, there's a left hook. Down goes Paul.
6, 7, 8, 9.
Mamma mia! It may have taken a little bit longer than everyone expected, but AJ gets the KO in round 6.
Ooh, Jake Paul suffered a broken jaw in 2 places during the fight. Both Paul and Joshua will take home around $92 million in prize money.
I'll do it for $92 million.
Get punched in the jaw.
I'll break my jaw.
Him punching me would have killed me.
Yeah, man. Look, me and Kurtz were talking about this. I'm glad it was on Netflix. I didn't have to pay anything extra because Joshua was just toying with this dude, man. This is.
I don't think you mean like it wouldn't have taken 6 rounds.
This is a real pros versus Joes situation.
He could have knocked him out in the first round if he really wanted to. But I'm just glad he finally fought somebody real, and he got set down. I'm all for it.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's given that in Joshua's how late do you box? Because he's 36. Is that like
guys who go into their 40s sometimes?
Tommy Fury is.
I would say Joshua's
older.
closer to the end of his career.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask. Is like, is it something where, by no means old, but like where he may not be like in his prime?
No, he's not in his prime.
But even then, I'm with you. Where it's like this guy's trained. He's been doing this for a very long time.
I'm watching.
In a real life match, I feel like this would be over immediately.
I'm literally watching the knockout right now, and he's playing with him. He is not taking this fight seriously. He probably hardly trained. Granted, my man's in great shape. But yeah, this is easy.
I feel like this is a reminder of the
$92 million?
$92 million.
Knock me out for $92 million.
Break your jaw in 2
Break
places.
my jaw.
Now, have you seen Jake
Do
Paul's
that.
face?
No, I haven't.
Search Jake Paul on
He's got a
X.
fat cheek right now.
He looks like he has a baseball in his cheek. Would you let someone do that?
92, knock me out. Break my face.
Next up, the NBA announced today that they'll move forward in January with plans to start a European league in partnership with FIBA. Let's see.
Stop playing with me, NBA.
Yeah, just
I'm just
stop
trying to find
playing.
any additional stuff. They have the statement.
Launch this. Stop toying with.
You see Curtis's hat, right? You see his hat?
Yeah.
Stop playing with us.
Yeah.
Come on, NBA.
You mean like doing that instead of just regular
Yes.
expansion?
Well, I mean,
Well, I told you guys that they'll only ever use Seattle as a bargaining chip to get new stadiums, and they like that they can do that. That's my not
I think
unique
that's a very
theory,
plausible
but I
working
think that
theory,
that's
yeah.
what's happening. I think that they don't want Seattle to get an expansion, not only because they don't want to immediately share that revenue, even if there's a purchase cost, but because it means when I'm an owner threatening to relocate, I can't anymore make people think I'll move to Seattle.
Well, and it also like you don't have to convince these owners like, hey, we're adding 2 more teams. It's going to cut down your share. These are pre-existing teams in Europe that are. It's basically from what I read, it's kind of like Champions League in soccer, where it's the best of the best teams that they compete for a separate trophy.
I understand that a team can accomplish multiple things at once, and that the NBA has it makes sense to continue to grow internationally, to partner internationally, to whatever. However, sometimes this really does feel like when I have work to do, but instead I decide to like clean my kitchen and like my priorities are all messed up because I just don't want to do the thing that I need to do most. That's what it feels like they're doing, where it's like, why are you doing the dishes right now? You have something due in 10 minutes. Why don't you expand? Add an expansion team. Bring the Sonics back. That should be your focus. You're going to get money. You will get money
NBA,
for it.
You're doing too much.
You're doing way too much, and
Way
you're
too
doing
much.
things in all kinds of like. Why is this a priority?
Keep it simple. Expand here, then we can work on the Euro game.
Random bold take, says the 360. The Seahawks will win a Super Bowl before Seattle has an NBA team. Well, listen.
They've already done that.
That's already happened. But also, Seahawks might win a Super Bowl this year.
Ooh-wee.
Do you think they will? I've never felt as confident. And you're never 100% confident, but I've the closest was in 2020 when I thought, well, maybe they do.
This is the most confident I've felt in
a long time.
6-7 years.
Yeah. I knew that was coming. Okay.
Every show. Every show.
3 NFC West teams are headed to the playoffs. Why this year's division is better than last year's NFC North. That's next.
Here we go. Darnold has time. Looks inside. It's caught. The Seahawks win the game.
Playoff berth.
An instant classic.
This is who we are. That's Seahawks football.
Check.
Probably the craziest game I've ever seen.
With the playoffs looming, what's next?
We're always going to fight.
Complete coverage at seattlesports.com.
They now have the inside track on having the best record in the NFC.
And the home of the Seahawks.
I think this is the best team in the NFL right now.
Seattle Sports.
Okay. Only 10 more presents to wrap. You're almost at the finish line. But first... There. The last one. Enjoy a Coca-Cola for a pause that refreshes.
Hi, this is Nancy Penrose, owner of Big Trees in Snohomish. Big Trees has certified arborists and site experts who help you select the right trees for the right location on your property. When Big Trees installs a tree, we offer a 1-year warranty and 1 free aftercare visit from a board-certified master arborist. To learn more about our process, visit BigTreeSupply.com.
Hey everyone, Bump here. If you have not seen Seattle U's men's basketball team play yet, now is your chance. See Wazoo, Gonzaga, St. Mary's take on the Redhawks at Climate Pledge. Next up are the Cougs on December 30th. Grab your tickets at GoSeattleU.com/tickets.
Xfinity is the network you can rely on. Like a close friend who will give it to you straight. The friend who will tell you that new haircut, it's not great. Friends make sure friends get good haircuts. And Xfinity makes sure you get a good deal on Wi-Fi. Xfinity gives you reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi at our best price. This holiday season through January 4th, get gig speed Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 whole years. No strings, no commitments. Just super fast, reliable gig speed Wi-Fi with our best equipment and unlimited data included. Save yourself from questionable decisions and save over Verizon and AT&T. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Internet powered by fiber and connected to premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
When it comes to the security of your business, doubts can creep in about who you're trusting to protect it. Are they a reliable service? How will I know if something happens? Are they keeping everyone safe? At Bay Alarm, we got you. For nearly 80 years, we've been putting our customers' minds at ease with our advanced technology and personalized support. Feeling insecure about your current security service? Visit bayalarm.com today to talk to a local security expert.
Ready to deck the holidays? Win a brand new free deck, courtesy of one of the most trusted exterior companies in the Pacific Northwest, State Roofing and Exteriors. Don't miss out. Enter now at mynorthwest.com/win. That's mynorthwest.com/win.
At Washington Energy Services, we take the time to get to know you and your home. We have the passion and commitment to see each project through and to treat our work as more than just a job. For over 65 years, we've offered award-winning home services, from heating and cooling, plumbing and electrical, to windows and doors. Complete home improvement handled from start to comfort. For peace of mind when you need it most, count on Washington Energy Services, bringing good energy to your home.
The Bump and Stacy Show is powered in part each day by the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law Personal Injury Lawyers. Go to pendergastlaw.com.
What does VA mean to me?
A place for my daughter to call home, thanks to the VA Home Loan.
A new lease on life. The best healthcare team I've ever had is here at VA.
And education, and the opportunity to open doors I never thought possible with my GI Bill.
The financial support I need to manage the disabilities I developed because of my service.
Get what you earned. Visit choose.va.gov.
Not all veterans are eligible for the type or amount of benefits mentioned here.
Dave Wyman here, joined by a very special guest, Dr. Daniel Landis, a multiple-time recipient of the Seattle Top Doctor Award. He's on the Swedish CyberKnife team treating prostate cancer and accepting new patients. Dr. Landis, how does CyberKnife compare to other prostate cancer treatments?
So one of the advantages of the CyberKnife platform is that the treatment can be concluded in just 5 days, as opposed to other treatments that require anywhere from 26 to 42 days of radiation.
How do patients feel about their experience?
Patients overall tell me that their experience was really amazing. They had minimal disruption of their lives. They didn't have to take time off work. And they tell me it's like Star Trek, where you push a button and the cancer can go away.
That really is amazing. It's almost too good to be true. If you, a friend, or a family member is diagnosed with prostate cancer, consider treatment with Swedish CyberKnife. Go to swedish.org/CyberKnife-prostate. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish CyberKnife.
Hey, Mike Salk here for my friends at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. And obviously, New Year's is coming up. Can you believe it? Book your stay at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel for an evening of elegance at a night at the Grand Ball. This New Year's Eve celebration includes the legendary DJ Super Sam. And sports fans, you got to check out the Hawks Peak. You're home for game days with great food and drinks, more than 60 TVs, so you won't miss a play, and a heated, covered outdoor deck with those great views of the Snoqualmie Valley. Seattle's closest is now Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
I want to compare the NFC West this year to last year's NFC North. 3 teams from the NFC West are officially going to the playoffs, Bump. The 49ers punched their ticket before even taking the field tonight for Monday Night Football. We know that last year, 3 teams from the NFC North ended up going to the playoffs. Let's figure out which division is better. I will say this, and I'll lead you off with this one. I figured that the point differential, which you read, thank you, during 4 Down Territory, would be overall better this year. And while the top 2 teams are, I forgot that Detroit's point differential last year, plus 222.
Goodness gracious.
That is greater than the Seahawks had in their Super Bowl winning season. Plus 222 is egregious.
All 3 of them.
I know. Vikings plus 100, Packers plus 122. Was last year's NFC North collection of the 3 teams to go to the playoffs better than this year's NFC West, or not?
You know what's crazy is that Sam's been a part of both of these, right?
Yeah.
Good old Sam Darnold. I have to tap back in. I think what the Detroit Lions did last year was something special. If they didn't have those injuries at the end of the year, who knows what would have happened. And Goff had an MVP type of year. Who won the MVP last year? Josh Allen? Yeah. And then I'm thinking about Minnesota. You got Justin Jefferson over there. You had Addison as well. The Green Bay Packers were the odd man's out a little bit.
They were like a young team.
Yeah, they let the league in drops last year, I want to say. Man, I want to say the 3rd team in this race in the NFC is better than that 3rd team. I'm trying to. This is tough.
I know it's tough. I love this question. You guys can participate, by the way. I'm asking Bump, but your answers 866-979-3776.
The 2nd team in last year's NFC North isn't as good as the 2nd team.
Yes.
Here.
Yes.
I think that's so. I gotta roll. I'm gonna roll with this division
Totally.
this year. Then.
Okay, that's my answer.
All right.
Is that the Detroit Lions were so good last year, but that version of the Detroit Lions isn't who actually made it deep into the playoffs.
Yeah.
They were so banged up. They had lost, at one point, 7 of 11 starters on defense. Not for the season. Some guys ended up coming back, but they were banged up. So the version that's plus 222 point differential isn't actually, the complete version they had late. If it was that version, that might be the best of the 3. But I believe in this year's Seahawks, ironically with Sam Darnold, more than last year's Vikings, which is funny because entering the season I thought, well, Sam Darnold may not have as many weapons here. But look at us now, Paul Rudd, and look at us now.
Look at us now.
Who thought we'd be here?
Not me.
And I think that the 49ers are banged up, but are more experienced than last year's Packers were. I have to give it to the NFC West, even though the point differential is greater with the Lions. It's just these 3 teams are still fighting for a number 1 seed.
Now, let me ask you this. Hawks are number 1 in the NFC West. Are they the best team in the NFC West?
Yeah.
You think they're better than the Rams?
I think they're more complete than the Rams. I think the Rams' offense is better, and their quarterback is going to be MVP. And I think Sean McVay is amazing.
Defense and specials, I feel like, is what kind of sets them apart. But
Yeah.
obviously, Matthew Stafford is playing on a different level. Matthew Stafford and Jared Goff from last year. Let me look up Jared Goff's number because I feel like Jared Goff was putting up some crazy numbers last year. Matthew has, 40 touchdowns this year, 5 interceptions.
Matthew Stafford's going to win MVP. Or is Drake May Matthew? I think it's Stafford.
Yep. All right. Yeah. So we're good because last year, Jared Goff had 37 and 12. So no, I'm good. This year's NFC West is better
Because Matthew, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, and I paused when thinking of which of the two is better. I think it's that I stand by the Seahawks offense isn't what the Rams are. The Seahawks quarterback, no disrespect to Sam, isn't what Stafford is, who's won a Super Bowl and is going to be MVP. Like that's asking a lot of Sam to meet that bar. But their special teams is 25th in DVOA. They just fired their coordinator. Do I think that they are good enough with play calling in their offense and scheme and everything to make up for it? Definitely. But like, you have to give Seattle credit for being more well-rounded.
Yeah, and I want to say, you talk about experience. I think the coaches in this division, the top three. I mean, McDonald doesn't have a lot of experience as a head, but he has experience as a coordinator in this league. You got McVay, who's one of the best coaches in the game, and you have Shanahan. So over there, you had LaFleur, who's a good coach, Super Bowl winning coach. No, not yet. You had O'Connell, who was just trying to figure himself out, and then Campbell. Those are still three solid coaches. But
that's a good point.
I
But
would
two
take-
of ours, the NFC West, have coached in a Super Bowl.
Exactly. So I think that kind of leans me towards the NFC West, too. It's just the experience of the coaches and the success these coaches have had.
Okay, so it will not surprise you to know that the text line agrees. The text line is going NFC West. I think it's just an interesting conversation because last year, now, I will give you credit, Michael Bumpus. You said that you didn't think that the NFC North teams would end up making it to the Super Bowl. It turns out neither made it to the NFC Conference Championship game. The NFC title game. Credit to you for that one. I don't think that's going to be the case this year. I think that represented in the title game in the NFC will be one of, if not two, of these NFC West teams.
You think, too. So you think of Rams and Seahawks. What's the path, right? Because Rams are going to have the 5th seed, possibly? Is that what we're looking at?
So let's pretend right now that the Seahawks are the number 1 seed and get a bye. Then the Rams, I believe, would be a 5th.
It has to be 5th, yeah.
Because I think, and I could be wrong, someone correct me, I think the 49ers are either 6 or 1, depending on what happens. I mean, the Rams could
49ers
lose
are
out. But
6 right now.
Yeah, 6 right now. If the Rams lose their next 2, but the Rams are playing the easiest schedule of the 2. They're playing the Falcons and Cardinals.
Oh, yeah, they're good.
Yeah, I think they're going to win out.
Yeah.
So I think it would be the 49ers would have one loss by virtue of if Seattle's the number 1 seed, it would be with that loss. So it would be Seattle and then Rams 5, 49ers 6.
Yep. Yeah, conference championship.
Yeah. Now, which of those 2, 5 or 6, would go on to face the Eagles, who
6 would play 3. So
Okay.
that'd be the Eagles. 4 would play 5. That'd be the Panthers.
Okay, so I think the Rams are advancing. Now they have lost to the Panthers, but I don't know if they have. I don't know if Matthew Stafford throws a pick 6 and another interception again. I don't think they turn it over 3 times again against the Panthers.
No, I don't think so either. I think that things happen in the NFL, man. You know, it's the margin of victory is slim.
Yeah.
All these guys can ball. So no, I think the Rams are good.
It would be tricky, though, if you are the number 1 seed, you get to face the lowest advancing team from the wild card round. What if that lowest advancing team is the 49ers?
I'm just saying.
That would stink.
You play the 49ers you play either the 49ers or the Rams 3 times.
Yeah. I think no matter the road to the Super Bowl, I think that's
I do too.
That has to happen for the Seahawks.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh man, that's tough. It's fun, man. I think that now, knock on wood, I think that this trio of NFC West teams will give us more than last year's NFC North teams did. I think Detroit could have done it if they weren't injured.
Mm-hmm.
They were a special team. But they were just so
That's
hurt.
key. I mean, that's how we got to finish the season, too, and see who's healthy.
Yeah.
You know, because a couple injuries away from changing things.
And you know what I'll say about the Packers? They gave the Cowboys a very hard time. So they played them tough, and that Cowboys team, I think, was top 5 offensively and defensively.
Yeah.
So that was a good Cowboys team. It is a Reaction Monday powered by the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Bob Condotta of the Seattle Times joins us next.
Hey, everybody, it's Bob Stelton here along with Dave Wyman from the Wyman and Bob Show. And it's going to be tough, Dave, to top 2025. The Mariners, 8 outs away from the World Series. The Seahawks, as we sit, are the #1 seed in the NFC. How do they top that in 26?
How about Mariners to the World Series and the Seahawks win the Super Bowl in 2026? What do you think?
I can't wait. Merry Christmas to all of our listeners. Happy New Year. Have a good one, everybody.
What Bob said.
Calling all Seahawk fans, this is Cliff Averill. I'm here to announce Away Game Rumble at Muckleshoot Casino Resort, sponsored by Corona and Modelo. Take football Sundays to the next level with a free viewing party at Galaxy for every away game. Count on giveaways, specials, big screens, big action, and so much more. Full details at muckleshootcasino.com/rumble. Don't miss Away Game Rumble only at Muckleshoot Casino Resort.
It's a freezing night, and suddenly your heating dies. A fix could take several days or longer. Don't let this happen to you. If your system's 12 years or older, it's on borrowed time. Upgrade now to a dependable Mitsubishi electric heating and air conditioning system and keep your family comfortable. Schedule a consultation today at homecomfortalliance.com. For all your heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs, visit homecomfortalliance.com. That's homecomfortalliance.com. And happy holidays to all.
Guys, if you're worn down, putting on weight, dealing with low T symptoms, or ED, something's off. Ignoring symptoms doesn't fix the real issue. For a limited time, Revive Men's Health Washington is offering free full diagnostic panels. A $400 value. It checks testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. The key areas that reveal what's driving low T, ED, and more. Plus, qualified patients get up to 25% off select treatments now through year end. This gives you a clear answer on what's off and the steps to improve it. Over 120,000 patients have trusted Revive since 2011 because the results are real. Claim your free full diagnostic panel today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Breast cancer is a tough battle for anyone to fight. But when you can't work, care for your kids, or even put food on the table, that diagnosis can be devastating. I'm Dr. Suzette Miranda, a plastic surgeon who is proud to support Northwest Hope and Healing. Our mission is to provide a lifeline for breast and gynecologic cancer patients. We cover essentials like food, utilities, and childcare, so patients can focus on healing. For more than 25 years, Northwest Hope and Healing has distributed over $3 million to thousands of local cancer patients, and you can help make a difference in our community. Join us on Saturday, January 31st for Cork, Fork, and Support, an afternoon of fine wine, gourmet cuisine, and inspiration at Mary Hill Winery in the heart of Woodinville wine country. Get your tickets now for Cork, Fork, and Support on January 31st. Go to nwhopeandhealing.org to learn more. That's nwhopeandhealing.org.
Xfinity is the network you can rely on. Like a close friend who will give it to you straight. The friend who will tell you that new haircut, it's not great. Friends make sure friends get good haircuts. And Xfinity makes sure you get a good deal on Wi-Fi. Xfinity gives you reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi at our best price. This holiday season through January 4th, get gig speed Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 whole years. No strings, no commitments. Just super fast, reliable gig speed Wi-Fi with our best equipment and unlimited data included. Save yourself from questionable decisions and save over Verizon and AT&T. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Internet powered by fiber and connected to premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
New siding doesn't have to break the bank. We offer affordable options that add value and protection to your home. This is Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. And while we're at it, ask about our roofing, windows, decking, and gutter services for even more savings. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to schedule your free siding inspection. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
State Roofing, the best roof you'll ever need.
Step into Seahawks game day at the Pro Shop, where the roar of the 12s begins. And official Seahawks gear is always within reach.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
This is the Pro Shop. Visit the official store of the Seattle Seahawks, located at Lumen Field and the Landing in Renton.
At Shane Company, there's no shortcuts, just craftsmanship. Because a friend wants your fine jewelry and dream engagement ring to be nothing short of perfect, no matter the price. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The famous Idaho Potato Bowl is on right now. The Cougs have taken a 7-0 lead over Utah State. Tonight, Phillip Rivers and the Colts take on the 49ers, the latter of whom clinched a playoff spot yesterday. A Colts win increases the odds for the Seahawks to clinch the number 1 seed only modestly, from about 53 to 56%. But combine that with the Seahawks win over the Panthers, and you're looking at 70%.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross. Here we go now.
Bob Condotta of the Seattle Times joining us now on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Hey, Bob, how's it going?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Good. It was a fun weekend of football. I thought the Seahawks would get the spotlight and the title of the best game of the week, and then the Bears came along and ruined it with an amazing finish to that game. I'm going to start with Thursday night. We've had several days to kind of digest the win. Is there anything that Sam Darnold proved to you?
I don't know if he proved, but he reiterated that he has a kind of maybe a unique ability to really bounce back. If they had not won that game, everybody would just be talking today about the 2 interceptions and how the Rams really have his number defensively, and with the schemes they're able to put together, and that he can't win the big one and stuff like that. But we've seen him come back from. I mean, even the first Rams game, we saw him come. He threw 4 interceptions, and yet still had him on. Had him within a couple yards of winning that game. We've seen a couple other times this year where there's been some bad things happen in games. And, all 3 games they lost, he's had them, driving down the field potentially. And obviously they had bad things happen in a couple of those. But he still was, the 49ers game in particular, had him all the way down there until that happened. So, his ability to just kind of not get rattled and continue to keep playing as he has, I think that just showed itself again.
Yeah, I was focus on his demeanor, Bob. I'm like watching him on the sideline, and he never seemed like he was too rattled. So that's a positive. Is this run game? It just is what it is. I mean, granted, you did have a 100-yard rusher from K9 last game, who had like 160 yards from the line of scrimmage. Do you think that's something that can be duplicated, or is this something that is going to disappear like it did for a few weeks as far as an individual getting 100 yards?
Yeah, I mean, Walker for sure. I mean, I know people are kind of stumped by maybe why he didn't get more carries because he was having a good game. They would probably argue that the way they've used him and the fact they're not, playing him 80% of the snaps or something is why he's still healthy. And, they're in the playoffs now. So you got to think about the long term here with what they're doing. So, but you do see him that the fact that it's week 15, week 16, and he does still have that burst and explosiveness and things like that ability to make big plays. And so I think that's what they really want to be able to carry into these next couple games and into the playoffs. I think to expect a magic turnaround by any part of any team this late in the season is a little bit, that's usually not going to happen, that suddenly something just really changes from what they are this late in the year. But, you can always kind of tweak some things a little bit and run some plays here and there. And, I thought the run game, again, just, getting that one touchdown run, that was a huge play at a huge time, I thought. And, the ability to just get that, I think, is being able to get, if you can get 2 or 3 plays a game, not necessarily 55-yard touchdown runs, but just, big plays in the running game that help you do some things, I think is going to be pretty pivotal going forward for sure.
Derek Hall's 1-game suspension upheld by the league after his appeal. What does that mean for this Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, obviously they won't have him, and you're probably going to see. I would imagine Connor O'Toole be active. I think he's sort of the next man up at that spot right now. He was active against the Rams and played on special teams in that game, but probably just more snaps out of the other guys. That is the one good thing. They did play an awful lot of snaps on defense in that game, but having the mini bye here, and I think they're kind of tweaking the schedule a little bit too with Christmas and kind of coming back a little bit. Not getting on the field again, I don't think until Tuesday. So to give them some good time off there, so that shouldn't be a factor that by this Sunday that they had to play so much in that game. So you're just going to see a shortened rotation probably a little bit out of that. But yeah, that's a loss. I know he only has one sack, but he's been really good against the run this year. Which has always been one of the things they've really liked about him is how well he plays the run and holds down the edge and things like that. So it's a definite loss. But they won a couple games earlier this year without him, and we've seen them have to kind of make do, almost the entire year. They haven't had their full starting 11 out there on defense, or even their full rotations out there on defense. So, they've just another game where they're going to have to figure out a way.
Hey, what do you think about the Carolina Panthers? It's easy for us to kind of dismiss them. But you look at what they've done this year. They've won some big ball games. They beat the Rams. Bryce Young has been playing some good football. How legit of a threat do you think they are?
Yeah, it's funny. I was just kind of looking at some of their stuff. I mean, they've been pretty erratic this year. Their last 8 games, I think they've just gone loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, win. And, they had the big win against the Rams a few weeks ago, which obviously really helped the Seahawks. And that's one that, if you're the Seahawks, you just look at that, and that's all you need to know is like, hey, they beat the Rams a couple weeks ago, so we know they can beat us. But, they followed that up by losing to the Saints, and then followed that up by beating Tampa Bay. So, they've kind of been an up-and-down team, which is probably what you expect out of young teams that, this particular group anyway doesn't have much of a recent history of winning, obviously. So you're sort of learning how to win and things like that. But those are the kind of teams that can be really dangerous. Reading all the stuff from yesterday, sounds like that was one of the better crowd atmospheres they've had there in a long time. So I'm sure they'll be even more of that for this week, and having the Seahawks come in and having it be a game that matters and all that. So I would think it's probably going to be one of the biggest games they've played there in a long time, and with what they can do. So, I don't think there'll be any illusions from the Seahawks that this is going to be an easy one.
Colts taking on the 49ers tonight for Monday Night Football. Bob, knowing that the 49ers are the Seahawks' Week 18 and most important opponent to clinch that number 1 seed, what are you watching for?
Well, first of all, I mean, whether the 49ers lose, I mean, that obviously helps the Seahawks if the 49ers lose that game. But, the 49ers also they've been kind of a strange team this year, and they've kind of been or opposite what they've been in other years. There's been a lot of years they've been really statistically dominant, yet they lose some close games that you don't expect them to lose or something like that, and maybe don't have quite the record that you expect sometimes in some of those years. This year it's been the opposite. You look at their record and their stats don't match up at all with the Seahawks and the Rams. If you look at power rankings and analytical stuff and even just basic yards gained and yards allowed kind of things, they don't seem overly impressive, but they are just kind of figuring out a way to win all these games. And, this is going to be a tough one. The Colts still have playoff life. And, we saw what they did here last week against the Seahawks, and another week with Phillip Rivers there. I think Rivers having a better, everybody having a better understanding of what they can do offensively. The Colts, they are a little bit of a tougher team for this 49ers to play. So, it'll be a really interesting game that way. And then the 49ers, they've got a tough – they've kind of had an easy schedule on paper. I know it hasn't necessarily turned out that way. The way schedules always do, the teams turn out to be better, better than you think or worse than you think. But, they've kind of had a little bit of an easier schedule at this point. But now they got them, then they got to play the Bears, and then they got to play the Seahawks. This isn't going to be an easy 3-game stretch for them at all, and having the tough turnaround after a Monday night. So, just kind of seeing how physical a game this is and if they get beat up as well.
How would you describe the AFC? I mean, it's not Mahomes dominated. It's not Allen dominated. It's not Lamar. We were just going over the scenarios and the teams who are at the top of that conference. Well, how would you describe it? And do you think that's good for football? Me personally, I do. I love seeing different teams. I'm at the top of the standings.
Yeah, well, I would say for one, I mean, Buffalo, if they're ever going to get to the Super Bowl with this current iteration, they got to do it this year because they don't have to go through Lamar or Patrick Mahomes this time to do it. So, they've got to be the favorite, despite they maybe haven't looked as dominant at times, but you got to consider them the favorite to do that. It's interesting seeing Jacksonville and how well they've played. And when the Seahawks beat them, it was easy to maybe not make as much of that win, but now you look at that and you go, man, that was a really good win by the Seahawks, the way they beat Jacksonville down there, and kind of same with the way they beat Houston. And it's easy to forget, how dominant. I don't know how many people even watched that game. So I think that was the same night as the Mariners were losing to Toronto in Game 7. But the Seahawks really came out and dominated that game for much of it, and it was the Darnold turnover and some other things that happened late that made that score close. But in general, the Seahawks just kind of had their way with Houston for a lot of that game, and with what Houston's done since then, that looks like a really big win now too. So, it certainly appears wide open and like there's not a dominant team at all. And I think whoever comes out of the NFC is probably going to be a prohibitive favorite in the Super Bowl, the way things look. As you say, I mean, for the NFL, that'll be a good thing because I don't think there's a game that'll be played in the AFC playoffs that you don't think either team's going to win. Probably, even Denver. I mean, you don't look at Denver despite their record and think they're this incredibly overly dominant team. So it will be fascinating that way.
Is there one from the AFC that you think, like, I'd be curious to see the Seahawks go against them? Like, maybe you've been thinking all year long, like, this could be a good measure of where either team is, or maybe they just present interesting battles?
Well, I mean, obviously, I already saw him play Jacksonville and Houston, and I mean, Buffalo by far would be the most fascinating if they got to a Super Bowl and had to play a team. There's obviously the history with Denver going back long term, and with the first Super Bowl as well that they did win against them. But I just think Buffalo with the storylines and Josh Allen and the Bills have just kind of been on the cusp of it. I think if Buffalo gets to the Super Bowl, they'll probably, of anybody who doesn't have a rooting interest in the game, they'll probably be the sentimental favorite because of everything that franchise has sort of gone through when it's come to the Super Bowl and AFC playoffs the last few years and things like that. So I think they'll be a really fascinating team to watch how they handle everything.
Maybe a easy answer to this question. We've been talking about them for the past month, but who do you think is the league's MVP and who's runner-up so far?
I'd have to go with Stafford as the MVP right now. I mean, just kind of seeing again, and it's you look at that game and statistically it's amazing the Seahawks won it, and what Stafford was able to do in that game throughout it, and the overtime drive coming right out and doing that. I would just go with him right now, and I think he's a pretty prohibitive favorite in that. And it's been interesting. A lot of the other guys have kind of felt like they've dropped off a little bit. Jonathan Taylor and Darnold was up there for a while, and the guys that you kind of looked at for a long time as other guys who could be in it. But I would just kind of go with Stafford right now.
All right. When it comes to the Seahawks, I know we're a ways out. We're still waiting for like midweek press conferences, and it's going to be a weird one. But are there injuries with Seattle, questions for Seattle heading into to Week 17 that you've got your eye on?
Kobe Bryant is going to be the big one to watch. Mike McDonald, when we talked to him on Friday, he didn't have any real firm update on him and said that he was getting imaging. Then there was the report a little while later from ESPN stating he may miss a few weeks. So that's the one. I think everybody else sounds like is okay. Nick Emenwari was past the concussion protocol during the game and could have returned. And then Rick Woolen sounds like wasn't much of a it sounds like they imaged it, and his was not considered to be much of an issue. So it sounds like he'll be okay. So otherwise, but if not having Kobe Bryant, obviously you go with Ty Okada, and so the good thing about that is he's now played a lot of football, and I think he played pretty well in a couple of the series down the stretch there in that game. So you at least kind of know what you have there and how to put together a secondary without a starter. But Kobe had kind of been the one steadying force back there who hadn't really been hurt. So maybe it was just kind of his time for something to happen, I guess.
What role do you think Quandre could play in this whole deal?
Well, we haven't seen him the last couple of weeks because of the injury he had. So he got hurt on the first game he played. He got hurt, and that was a hamstring, I think, a hamstring or quad, a muscle injury in that first game. And So we literally haven't seen him on the practice field or anything the last couple of weeks. So they don't list him on the injury report because he's on the practice squad. So they don't have to list those guys on that. So that's why you haven't seen his name in there. But we did ask McDonald about it that following week. And if you go back and look at that play, you can see it happen. So we'll find out. That'll be a good question to ask tomorrow, is if he's a viable option in that. But my guess is at best he'd be a guy that, if he's healthy enough, you elevate him off the practice squad for depth. But I think you go with, they got DeAnthony Bell back. If you recall, I think that would probably be a more realistic thing as well, that you would probably elevate DeAnthony Bell and have him as depth, and that Ty Okada obviously will take over as the starter.
Last question, Bob, and it's a big picture look at the team this year, including their past offseason. Bump and I earlier were talking about John Schneider as Executive of the Year. Normally it goes to the new guy on the block, so it's probably not going to be him. But that being said, we were looking back at the offseason going, God, there weren't a lot of misses. Like what, MVS didn't work out? All right. When you look at the offseason the Seahawks had leading into this year, is there a move or two that you go, man, that really worked out? John deserves some credit there.
Well, I mean, all the big ones, the big ones did. I mean, I don't know that you need to try to find some off the radar move. I think you just kind of look at how the big ones ended up working out. When the day they traded Geno, I mean, that was the plan. The plan was, we're trading Geno. We know they knew by that point, they had just found out, the entire league had just found out, about 48 hours prior that Sam Darnold was going to be available. But when they made that move, that was the plan, was we're going to go get Sam Darnold. And it was maybe going to be Aaron Rodgers if Sam Darnold fell through. But that was the thought, was we're going to get one of these two guys. And Rodgers has turned out to be okay. And maybe that wouldn't have been the worst thing either if that had happened. But you'd rather have Darnold because of the age and to figure he's got a long-term future here. And the familiarity they already had with him in the offense and things like that. So, but that was the plan, and they pulled that off. They were able to make it happen quickly, get a draft pick back for Geno, be able to sign Sam Darnold, save a lot of money in the process, and then the DK Metcalf one as well. And I think if they by being able to trade him quickly, get something of value for him, turn that value into something that immediately helped you. They packaged that pick to get Nick Emmanwori, who's obviously become as impactful a player on defense as they have. I think the biggest thing there is that they did kind of have quickly come to decisions on that and pull them off fast and be able to parlay that into things they were able to get that immediately helped them. And, at the time, there was a lot of talk of, you're just trading these guys for draft picks and they're building for the future, but they turned those into things that helped them immediately. And, so I think just for all of that, I think that those moves right there and what they did around that and knowing what they had around that to help those guys, I don't think you got to look further than that.
Bob Condotta of the Seattle Times. Check out his work on the Seattle Times app, seattletimes.com. Thanks so much, Bob.
Thanks, Bob.
Okay, thanks all you guys. Yep, bye.
Let's get to headline rewrites.
Extra, read all about it.
Headline rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news with Bump and Stacy.
Headline number one, just 48 hours after their Thursday night collapse, the Rams have fired Chase Blackburn as the team's special teams coordinator. What's the real headline?
Why? What happened?
We call that a house call.
Oh.
House call.
Okay.
Deuce got loose once again.
I love the Rams fans, and I would do the same thing as a Seahawks, so I totally get why they're doing it. But I love the idea of like this horrible call. They awarded Seattle 2 points. Okay, and you missed out on 10. You missed a field goal, and you allowed a return touchdown. That's 10 points right there.
Let me just revisit. I've never seen anything like that. That backwards pass.
Nor have
which
I.
Gets deflected forward.
Wild.
Zach Charbonnet nonchalantly picks it up. You're lined up for kickoff. Hold on, stop it. Let's go look at this. Thank God I wasn't in the press box. I was in the cafeteria. I'm looking at it, and they got it right. It almost felt cheap, but then I said, this is football.
Yeah.
And those are the rules.
And you noted at the time that it's a live ball. We just didn't know whether or not it was blown dead or like how that played into it.
Yeah, but then you read the rule. Like the whistle means absolutely nothing, honestly.
Yeah.
You acknowledge that the play could be dead, but you have to play through the whistle. That's why you tell kids, play through the whistle, not to the whistle, through the whistle.
It would be cheap if it was the final 2 point, if that's how they won the game.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, Rams, you had a chance to win the game with a field goal after that. And by the way, the defense continued to force, 3 punts after that? Like you scored 7 points after that.
Yeah.
So I don't know that it's entirely. The Seahawks did not win just because they were given 2 points. They weren't given 2 points. It's just it's crazy how it worked out. But I don't know. Special teams matters. It really does, and too many teams overlook it.
Headline rewrites.
Headline 2, Alabama, Miami, Ole Miss, and Oregon have advanced to the second round of the college football playoff. What's the real headline?
But Ole Miss and Oregon did it with a bye week.
This frustrates me. College football. Why do we make things so hard and so complicated? Really?
To make it fair.
To make it fair.
To make it fair.
That's not fair. What's fair is that Notre Dame should be in this
I
thing.
don't disagree with you.
That's not fair. That's a handout. I don't want a handout. We don't give handouts to football teams. And people can kind of compare it to March Madness, but that's different. I remember I've told this story before. I went to college. That was the first time I got lit up by 5 white boys on the basketball court. You know why? Because basketball, you get hot, you get streaky. This is football. It's a physical game. I got a 300-pounder over here versus a 200-pounder over there, and he's going to play in the NFL, and he's going to be a car salesman when he's done. Like, it's just physics. These teams don't deserve to be in there. I'm glad we got it over with. Let's fix it next year.
Well, it's almost like they deserve recognition and a chance, but the gap between the schools that are going to be in there and those programs is still vast enough where you're like, hey, even though I want to give you this chance, it's just not going to happen.
No.
This isn't like the mid-majors, oh, it's going to be a Cinderella story, sink a 3 at the end of the game, buzzer beater. Like, it's just 53 men, like it's going to be not on the field.
That'd be crazy.
It would be crazy. But it's going to be physical. And I thought it was kind of lame talking about is it safe for JMU to play this game? Like, that's disrespectful. But also, there's a real talent gap there.
You remember when people were canceling on Archbishop Murphy? Because they were scared to play him back in the day. It was like, what? Abe Lucas was on that team. Like, teams were scared to play Archbishop. That right there lets you know just how different football is when it comes to size and talent.
Remember Bishop Sycamore? Teams were afraid to play.
Yes,
teams were afraid to play them too.
That was the opposite of Archbishop Murphy.
Yeah.
Everybody's wanting to play Bishop Sycamore.
What a team that
They
was.
would play games on
special
back-to-back days if they could.
Didn't he have a coach who had a record?
I think so.
Everything was wrong. Think of something that would be.
He got his team on ESPN.
There were like 21-year-olds on their team.
Crazy.
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 3, Derek Hall's 1-game suspension has been upheld by the NFL. What's the real headline?
The Cheat Hawks are so back. So back.
I didn't look like he deserved to be suspended.
I didn't think so either. Initial viewing, yes. I was like, what are you doing? And then a slow-mo of it, no, it just looks bad. But he doesn't step on him.
It doesn't look like.
And it also didn't cause the injury.
Yeah. It's not. It didn't seem to me as if he looked at him on the ground, zeroed in on his leg, and said, I'm going to stomp on you. It was like, I'm moving around this pile, and I accidentally step on you. Yeah, I think that was cheap. I wonder what the NFL saw that made them want to uphold this thing.
I don't know. Because to me, I'm like, there's video evidence of him not stepping on it.
I'll tell you what they saw. They saw the Seahawks logo.
That's exactly what it was.
That's exactly
what it was. They said, not these Cheat Hawks. Not them.
On my watch.
No. We got to get our LA teams there. It's going to be Chargers, Rams, Super Bowl in Santa Clara. That's what they're going to do. I know. Awful. Just awful. Someone said, wow, I'm in car sales. Guess I don't belong here.
You do.
You definitely do.
You do.
Definitely do. Okay, before we go, coming up a bit later in the show, actually starting at 12:45, it's a fun but also very weird and surprising NFL season, so get ready to pick your dark horse. So you are not going to say, for instance, the Patriots. They have, if not the best record I think it is the best record in the AFC right now.
Who?
Now, maybe you think the Patriots are going to go all the way and win a Super Bowl, but you're choosing your dark horse, a team that could surprise people, a team to watch out for, a team you wouldn't want to run into in the playoffs because they'll beat you if you least expect it. That's your dark horse that you're choosing. That's coming up at 12:45. It's just a way for us to explore some of the middle seeds that are going to be in the AFC or NFC. At 1 p.m., we're already starting with our Week 17 preview. Bump and I are just here for today and tomorrow. The Huddle also coming up tomorrow. So we're already jumping into this Carolina game. That's coming up at 1. Before we get to it, a look around the NFL next.
The Mike McDonald Show.
Even for me, I've been in a lot of places. But last night, I don't know if it was the watches. I don't know if it was the drone.
I've never been a part of that before, man. Multiple times throughout the game, I was like, man, this is incredible. And I actually said in the headset, I was like, man, guys, like, this is freaking awesome. Like, you could feel the 12s kind of get back rolling and the energy, and then our guys needed a little pick-me-up, and then they got it. You know, we talk about 12 as 1, and it really is 12 as 1. It's like it's us and 12s all working together.
Get the podcast on the Seattle Sports app.
Xfinity is the network you can rely on. Like a close friend who will give it to you straight. The friend who will tell you that new haircut, it's not great. Friends make sure friends get good haircuts. And Xfinity makes sure you get a good deal on Wi-Fi. Xfinity gives you reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi at our best price. This holiday season through January 4th, get gig speed Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 whole years. No strings, no commitments. Just super fast, reliable gig speed Wi-Fi with our best equipment and unlimited data included. Save yourself from questionable decisions and save over Verizon and AT&T. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Internet powered by fiber and connected to premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
Have you tried the dining district at the Bellevue Collection? Grab lunch with friends, meet up for happy hour, and stay for dinner and beyond. You can sample international flavors and local favorites from talented chefs. Try a new cocktail on a rooftop bar or watch the game with friends and explore the lively nightlife scene. The dining district at the Bellevue Collection, where your taste adventure begins. Learn more at BellevueCollection.com/dining district.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code POWER to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
The stock market was on fire in 2025 due to AI and tech stocks. Now is the time to set a strategy for 2026. It's a good opportunity to lock in those gains and invest into a stable platform. With $8 trillion in cash sitting on the sidelines, investors are either scared or unsure where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rirucka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with 0 investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
The Bump and Stacy Show is powered in part each day by the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law Personal Injury Lawyers. Go to pendergastlaw.com.
Cliff Averill here, giving a big shout out to the biggest and the best in the Northwest. That's right, I'm talking about Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Time and time again, they've been voted the best resort and best casino with the best chicken wings. There's nothing like being the very best, so come check out everything this place has to offer. Hey, when they say the biggest and the best, they mean it. Everything's on the table at Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Find out more at muckleshootcasino.com and please game responsibly.
Dave Wyman here, joined by a very special guest, Dr. Daniel Landis, a multiple-time recipient of the Seattle Top Doctor Award. He's on the Swedish Cyberknife team treating prostate cancer and accepting new patients. Dr. Landis, how does CyberKnife compare to other prostate cancer treatments?
So one of the advantages of the CyberKnife platform is that the treatment can be concluded in just 5 days, as opposed to other treatments that require anywhere from 26 to 42 days of radiation.
How do patients feel about their experience?
Patients overall tell me that their experience was really amazing. They had minimal disruption of their lives. They didn't have to take time off work. And they tell me it's like Star Trek, where you push a button and the cancer can go away.
That really is amazing. It's almost too good to be true. If you, a friend, or a family member is diagnosed with prostate cancer, consider treatment with Swedish CyberKnife. Go to swedish.org/CyberKnife-prostate. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish CyberKnife.
Holiday shopping got you stressed? The Mariners have you covered. Grab a season ticket membership for the super fan in your life, and they could lock in the best seats and benefits like guaranteed postseason access. Or mix and match with single game tickets for everyone on your list, from opening day on March 26th to must-see matchups against the Yankees, Phillies, and more. This holiday season, make Mariners.com your one-stop shopping destination.
Oh, he makes the catch. What a snag by Julio Rodriguez.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Taking a look around the NFL, and we are going to start in the AFC South, where the Jags have announced they're for real. This came with a 34-20 road win over the 12-win Broncos. Late last week, Sean Payton handed the Jags a backhanded compliment. I actually did not. I totally blanked on this. Did you?
No,
do you remember this?
No.
Okay, I totally didn't realize this. So this was late in the week. He said this about the Jags.
As you look at him and you watch the tape, it's a smaller market, but you see a real good team.
Yeah, great team effort. Just thankful that a small market team like us can come into a place like Mile High and get it done.
What you hear at the end is Jags head coach Liam Cohen remembering that comment and then responding to it after this win.
What does small market have to do with anything in the NFL as far as putting it
right?
together?
Look at the Packers.
All right, this small market means absolutely
baseball.
nothing. Exactly. Like, what are we doing?
Small market
but
team.
I'm glad
Look at New York.
Glad Liam used it as motivation, and good for him. Rookie head coach going at an OG like Sean Payton like that.
The more
The
more I think about it, the more ridiculous it is.
What does small market
Look
have
at
to do
the
with football?
Giants and Jets. Like, it doesn't make any sense for football. If you wanted to say, and this would be a shot you shouldn't take, but if you wanted to say, oh, they're an organization that still hasn't won a Super Bowl, that's really struggling, that's never really had much of anything to look forward to, I guess you could say that.
Even if you were to say that, they're coming off of, 4 or 5 game winning streak.
They're hot.
Respect the small market, Sean.
Jags pass rusher Travon Walker also had plenty to say following his team's huge win over Denver.
They just go hop on the bandwagon right now. Everybody in this locker room on the Jaguars team, even upstairs, we know everybody probably going to try to hop on this bandwagon now, but we don't want anybody. They can stay where they at. It's us. It's all about the Jags. Everybody but us. Excuse my language, mama and dad, grandmama, but everybody but us.
F everyone but us. I'll say this about the Jags. 2 things, Bump. Number 1, the scoring is legit. They're averaging 39 points per game over the last 3 contests. That is second only to the LA Rams. Number 2, a lot of teams will do the whole, no one believed in us kind of thing. The Jags are a team I think can say it because they took over in the AFC South, battling back and forth up against the Texans constantly, and no one was talking about them. Truly, no one was talking about, or sometimes is talking about the Jags.
I can guarantee you one thing. No one's jumping on that bandwagon. You
Not
are
even
still the Jags. Calm yourself down.
I'm looking at it.
I'm looking at it, but anybody jumping on that thing.
But I'm thinking about it.
How many Jags fans you know?
Oh my God, I don't know a Jags fan.
How many? Curtis,
do you guys know Jags
fans?
Any Jags fans?
I do not.
Okay, so we have 3 people in the control room and 2 in here that don't know Jags fans.
Nobody jumping on that bandwagon. I appreciate your confidence.
Florida's a long ways away.
But act like you've never been there before because you haven't.
But I get the anger of being genuinely no one respects us. No one, I
respect them.
But I think that they're right in that most people don't.
Man, They're going to lose in the first round of the playoffs.
You don't know that.
I do know that. Watch.
Maybe.
Everybody jumping on that bandwagon. Anybody on your bandwagon?
The NFL's Christmas Day slate of games all of a sudden has turned into a lump of coal. 4 of the 6 teams have already been eliminated. 3 of the 6 quarterbacks could be Josh Johnson for the Commanders, Max Brosmer for the Vikings, and Chris Oladokun for the Chiefs.
Hey, you know what this reminds me of?
Yeah.
Curtis, when was that? When Kershaw got the start with the Dodgers, and they were talking about, we could have seen.
Oh, it was Greg Maddux and Randy Johnson in the first game.
Yes.
But they got scratched, and it was Kershaw against Max Scherzer in the makeup.
This is what's happening right here. Brosmer's going to have a Hall of Fame career.
Stop.
All right.
And then this is going to be a graphic that's on, like, from 20 years from now. They're going to be like, just these Hall of Fame's career ending. And Al, take a look at this. Al's still calling games. He's 120 years old.
He's AI now.
We made a hologram of Al Michaels to take over Al Michaels. He's still alive and well.
Exactly.
No, this is going to be a bummer. I'm interested to see the Denver Broncos taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. Good news for the Chiefs, by the way. Gardner Minshew did not, in fact, suffer an ACL tear in Kansas City's loss to Tennessee. Ian Rappaport says Minshew is still expected to miss the rest of the year with a very bad bone bruise. So, still no luck for Christmas, but I guess like he can still be there for your off-season programs. He's not gonna miss a year, which is good news for him. It's good news for Gardner.
Go Cougs.
Yeah, go Cougs. God, between these 3 games, I'd have to say maybe Lions-Vikings could be the most entertaining.
Yeah, McCarthy's still playing, right?
No. You're going to have young Max. Remember, a future Hall of Famer, Max Brosmer. That's part of the story.
I forgot about that.
Okay, these are your choices. You guys have to choose one. Cowboys, Commanders, Lions, Vikings, or Broncos, Chiefs.
Which one do I want to watch?
Yeah, which one actually do you think I could sell someone on this? I could sell someone on why this is a good game. All of them are kind of duds.
The Broncos, because they got to keep up.
Okay.
The Lions are the most desperate of any of these 6 teams, though.
That's true.
I'll go Lions-Vikings.
I think I'm with you on that one. First 2 are on Netflix, and then Broncos-Chiefs is going to be on Prime Video. Probably a surprise, but the NFL announced there won't be any suspensions stemming from the brawl between the Commanders and Eagles.
I'm sorry, I got caught up reading someo's text, and it made me laugh. Can you read that again?
Oh, what was the text? Or is it not safe for air?
No, someone said, how many Jags fans you know? I spit out my coffee.
But really, granted.
You don't know any Jags fans. You know Giants fans. You know even Jets fans.
Yeah.
You know Carolina fans.
Yeah.
No one is on the Jags
And I can't even think of someone in, like, media. Like, I don't know any Panthers fans personally, but I know Steven Ruiz, who's been on the show, is a Panthers fan.
Steph Curry's a Panthers fan.
Exactly.
I think it's illegal to be a Jacksonville fan and not live in Jacksonville.
No, there's got to be one or two.
What if you're in London? They play a lot of London games.
Somewhere is a UK person who's like.
We'll ask Rob Staten tomorrow. Do you know any Jags fans?
You know what? What if Rob knows like 5? Oh yeah, most of my friends.
Please don't forget to ask him
Most
that.
of my mates.
My mates.
Most of my mates are Jags fans. You know what? That's actually a good. We got to ask Rob.
Yeah.
He goes down to the Jags pub just for some Jags trivia.
Jags trivia.
They're diehard fans. They're like, this is our year. We're so excited.
Right now.
Yeah, we've got watch parties at 3 a.m. Aaron Rodgers said he was feeling a little nervous about the final call in Pittsburgh's win over Detroit because of another infamous moment he was part of over a decade ago.
I was trying to read Carl's lips and see what he was saying, and I saw him mouth OPI end of the game, so I felt pretty confident that was what was going to happen, but you never know. It's more time, and like I said, I was there for the Fail Mary game. I was standing from me to you from the replacement refs as they caved to the pressure of an angry Seattle field when that was obviously not simultaneous possession. So I was glad that it ended up like that. Wild game. Glad we're on top.
As they caved to the pressure of the woke mob in attendance at Lumen. Jeez. Shut up, Aaron. All due respect. He was my favorite quarterback when I was younger. So this pains me to say, but like.
What do you think about him now?
I think he's interesting, but kind of full of himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still think he's one of the best to ever do it. Future Hall of Famer, undoubtedly. Everyone knows that. I still remember to this day his successful Hail Mary, one of the coolest endings to a game I've ever seen.
Detroit?
Yeah. But yeah.
Didn't he have a couple?
Yeah, but that one I think was like his most iconic.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's also coming up. I think I saw a promo for it coming up on 10 years. I was like, there's no way. That simply can't be true. I was just a baby when it happened.
Just a child.
I was just a teenager. But yeah, no, they didn't cave to the pressure. No. Although we all know the ref issues with that one, so sure. We'll take it. Next up, the Kansas City Stars reporting the Chiefs are gearing up to announce that they'll be leaving Arrowhead Stadium for a new stadium in nearby Kansas City, Kansas. Arrowhead has been the home of the Chiefs since 1972. The team wants to host marquee NFL events like the Super Bowl.
So now they're the real Kansas City Chiefs.
Now they're like legit.
They're legit now.
And now you can't get people on like not knowing that Kansas City's there's a Missouri.
Good for them. I remember when we played the Chiefs, I knew that it was in Missouri, but I was still tripping out like.
That's one of those things where I can kind of forgive people for messing up. Like you judge them, but then you're like, okay, so here's the deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, Arrowhead, man, even when I played back there 15 years ago, it was old.
Yeah.
So I can imagine what the facility is like now.
Speaking of people messing up, I was thinking about this the other day. You guys know how I talk about the two-way stop?
Mm-hmm. The two-way stop.
Oh, yeah. So the two-way stop by where I used to live, I went through it recently. And at that two-way stop, I've always wanted a chance to like have someone not know it's a two-way stop and then lecture them. And I've never gotten the opportunity. That means more to me than Kansas City, Kansas versus Missouri.
What?
It's just the ability to be like, oh, you thought this was a four-way stop? I actually have the right of way. No one's ever done it yet, but I dream of the day.
And risk an accident?
Yes, it's like
be right?
all of us we have daydreams from when we're little of like, I'm going to play in the league or whatever it is. Or like, I wanted to be an Academy Award-winning actress. But now my daydreams are like, I'm going to be right on the two-way stop, and they're going to be wrong, and I'm going to get to be the right driver. I'm going to ace driving.
Is interesting. Let me know when that happens.
I just think about it all the time. No one did it this time. In a surprising NFL season, who's your dark horse? That's coming up next.
Here we go. Darnold has time. Looks inside. It's caught. The Seahawks win the game.
Playoff berth.
An instant classic.
This is who we are. That's Seahawks football.
Check.
Probably the craziest game I've ever seen.
With the playoffs looming, what's next?
You know, we're always going to fight.
Complete coverage at seattlesports.com.
They now have the inside track on having the best record in the NFC.
And the home of the Seahawks.
I think this is the best team in the NFL right now.
Seattle Sports.
It's Toyota-thon. Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota Renton are providing you with large savings and the widest selection of inventory on Toyota favorites like the 2026 Corolla LE, leasing at $219 a month for 39 months with $29.99 due at signing. The Camry LE at 4.99% APR for 72 months, and the Prius leasing at $305 a month for 36 months with $29.99 due at signing. It's Toyota-thon at ToyotaofKirkland.com and ToyotaofRenton.com. Whether you're in the North or the South, they got you covered.
Offers valid till January 5th, 2026. Excludes taxes, titles, licenses, dealer accessories, and a $200 negotiable dealer documentation fee. Models 1-852-255-21263.
Sparta's Pizza reminds listeners many uniformed personnel and healthcare providers will spend this holiday season working hard to keep us safe. These heroic men and women spend long hours away from home, protecting our freedom and providing critical medical care. Please thank them for their many sacrifices and putting their lives on the line for us every day. Happy holidays to you and yours from the entire team at Sparta's Pizza and Spaghetti House, serving the best pizza in the universe for over 40 years. Come visit them in Linwood, Bothell, Mill Creek, or online at spartaspizza.com.
Step into Seahawks game day at the Pro Shop, where the roar of the 12s begins. And official Seahawks gear is always within reach.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
This is the Pro Shop. Visit the official store of the Seattle Seahawks, located at Lumen Field and the Landing in Renton.
Well, it's pretty hard to believe the holidays are here, and now is a great time for fitness gifts for your friends and family, or maybe even for yourself. Hey, Brock Ewart here, and from weight sets and accessories to the complete home gym, my friends at Top Fitness is the place to shop, and doing it right now. Top Fitness got certified pre-owned, pre-core commercial treadmills that are the same models used in hotels and clubs that typically sell for over $13,000 and available for you. You ready for this? for $3,300. They look like new and they come with a full warranty. So don't settle for that lightweight, cheaper treadmill when you can get a deal this good. As always, you get free delivery and assembly on those Precor treadmills, ellipticals, and exercise bikes. It's no secret why everyone, from personal trainers to pro athletes, love Top Fitness. You can visit them in Tukwila, Linwood, or Bellevue, or go to topfitness.com for all the fitness enthusiasts on your holiday lists. Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
Attention homeowners, upgrade your home's comfort and save big. For a limited time, save up to 75% on scratch and dent and overstock equipment exclusively at Home Comfort Alliance. Over $3 million worth, all up to 50% off, including high-efficiency, dependable heat pumps, furnaces, and air conditioners from top manufacturers like Lennox, all with full factory and installation warranties. Up to 50% off for all your heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical. Call Home Comfort Alliance or visit homecomfortalliance.com.
Hey everyone, Bump here. If you have not seen Seattle U's men's basketball team play yet, now is your chance. See Wazoo, Gonzaga, St. Mary's take on the Red Hawks at Climate Pledge. Next up are the Cougs on December 30th. Grab your tickets at goseattleu.com/tickets.
Thank you to all of our great Cairo News Radio listeners.
This is the moment
for making the 37th year of Holiday Magic our biggest one yet.
It is a celebration that benefits Treehouse.
Thanks to your generosity and the important work of Treehouse, kids in foster care will have the holiday they wished for.
We ask you to give. You do. You always come through.
You can still donate. Just head to mynorthwest.com/holidaymagic.
Want more Seahawks content? Join me, G. Scott, on The Reset. New episodes of the podcast every Monday and Thursday on YouTube or on the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, it's Dr. Coogan with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic, and it's time to make the final push to the end of the year. Do you want to lose weight, improve your health, and have more energy? We have a proven system and a team of health coaches that have helped over 4,000 people in Washington lose up to 10 to 20% of their body weight in just 8 weeks without expensive injections or uncomfortable side effects. No gimmicks, no tricks, no drugs, just teaching you how to become a fat-burning machine and keep it off long term. Visit eastsideweightlossclinic.com now to schedule your free consultation.
Yeah, don't wait until the new year to start. Make a big change in your life now and take advantage of their biggest sale of the year, $300 off. I used Eastside Weight Loss Clinic, and I lost 35 pounds in just 8 weeks. This is a plan you can definitely do around the holidays and still enjoy those delicious meals.
Many clients lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two, and you can do our program remotely from anywhere you live. Schedule your free consultation at eastsideweightlossclinic.com. That's eastsideweightlossclinic.com.
Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
With football season comes colder weather, so if you need new windows and doors, don't drop the ball. Steve Rabel here with Keith Dashafi from locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. So Keith, what's your next big play?
Well, Steve, right now get 40% off qualifying installs or no payments and no interest for 12 months on approved credit.
Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
Your old furnace ain't nice, and your toes are like ice.
DayandNight.net. This month, Day and Night gives you a free furnace with the installation of an AC or heat pump.
If you're not sure your furnace will make it through another winter, call us to install a proper, long-lasting, efficient heating system backed by our lifetime workmanship guarantee, so you won't be left out in the cold.
Install an AC or heat pump and get a free furnace from Day and Night Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric. DayandNight.net.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
We are...
When do we get this banger?
Uh-huh. I know.
When do we get this one?
I don't know.
Matthew's you've been holding out on us this whole time.
It's just in your back pocket. Your dark horse!
Yay!
There we go.
See, that's why you do that and I do this.
In a surprising NFL season with lots of twists, turns, and upsets, who's your dark horse? Now listen, you are going to send in your answers to the text line, 866-979-3776, and Bump and I have ours as well. Bump, I'm going to go to you first. But I do not want to hear, oh, my dark horse is the Rams or Seahawks. This exercise is meant to explore teams that will probably end up being a 3 seed, maybe a 5 seed. But you think like, man, they're getting hot. They're interesting to me. They're kind of scary. They're making the league kind of fun. So those are the teams we're looking at right now. Here we go. Who's your dark horse?
You know who's not? The Jacksonville Jaguars. I ain't on that bandwagon.
What?
I'm not on that bandwagon.
Oh, no, that's my answer.
That's right. You're on the bandwagon. We just talked about no
I can
one is
guess
on
what
this
you're gonna
bandwagon.
say.
Who?
The Chargers.
Yes.
Okay, tell us why.
I'm going with the Chargers, man. Their defense is pretty darn good. You got Derwin James over there, Deion Henley, Go Cougs, linebacker there. And I think that Justin Herbert is playing good enough to convince himself that they can actually make a run at this thing. I think that's kind of been the Achilles heel of this team, right? It's like their defense has been legit, but something about Herbert just doesn't make you want to buy in. Like, I'm not going to buy into the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm being stubborn all year. I'm not buying into it. But no, I'm going with the Chargers, man. They've won 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row. Big test coming up this week. You got the Texans, so we'll see what they're made up there. You've beaten the Eagles, the Chiefs. Okay, we know that they've been struggling. You beat the Cowboys. They did lose to your Jacksonville Jaguars, but no, I like the Chargers, the Clippers of LA.
253, too late in the season for the dark horse. My friend, what are you talking about? We're talking about the team that could be dangerous in the playoffs, which have not started yet. We got 2 games of the regular season remaining. And by the way, a lot of divisions have yet to be settled. I mean, there are which divisions have been won? Basically, the NFC East, and God, I think most everything still has to be fought. The Panthers can clinch with a win. If they're your dark horse, then that's the one you're watching. The idea would be, hey, this team could surprise people in the playoffs. I don't want to run into this team in the playoffs. It's why I looked at the Jags. They're averaging nearly 40 points per game over their last 3.
I just want to be right. You know, I think that the Jags are a good football team. I think they've been playing some good football, but I'm stubborn. I just want to be right.
Fair.
So I'm not jumping on the bandwagon.
Well, there are some other listeners saying the Chargers, so they're right there with you. I think I just worry about Justin Herbert has played very well despite being hit a ton, despite a lack of protection. So maybe it doesn't matter at all. But that is something that worries me for a postseason trip. Because ultimately, I think that does cost you.
Yeah, Herbert is there's just a step that needs to be taken with him. He's got to show me that he can put his team on his back and go 2 or 3 drives at the end of the game and have like a Sam Darnold type moment from Thursday Night Football. Granted, I don't watch every Chargers game, but yeah, I'm waiting for that next step for Justin Herbert.
From the 425, can my dark horse be the Bears? They've been bad for so long. I'll allow it. I know that their record would say otherwise, and they've already clinched a playoff spot. But I will allow the Bears to be your answer to this one simply because I don't know that they're super ahead of schedule, but I think they're ahead of schedule. They are ahead of schedule.
Yeah.
And they've got some stuff that's genuinely impressive, like being first in the league in total takeaways. I thought that like midway, maybe at the 3-quarter mark of the season, like, okay, eventually there's going to be a regression. There was a stretch where they had, I think, 15 takeaways in 4 games. And I thought, that's not sustainable. Half of takeaways are just luck. The other half is having a good defense and guys that can, or like a good defensive coordinator. But like some of it really is just luck. And yet it hasn't drastically changed. They're still pretty good there and seizing opportunities. Things just bouncing their way. Hello, look at the recovery allowing them to stay into this game. So, yeah, I think the Bears are a great answer, and I will allow it.
Yeah, I was going to go with them, but I want to switch it up a bit. What about – I don't think they're going to – they always find a way. The Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the Texans.
Nah, the Steelers, man. Because I think
I'm not.
I'm not buying into that, but
they're a dark mini pony.
They're a mini horse.
They're a mini horse.
They're going to finish the season with the Browns and the Ravens. They win 2 more games.
I think they're going to lose to the Browns.
11 wins. You think they're going to lose?
I think they're going to lose. Yeah, I do.
No, you don't.
I think they're going to lose to the Browns. I think Myles Garrett's going to get 2 sacks.
You really think they're going to lose to the Browns?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think so. I think they're going to make the playoffs.
They don't have Quinshon Judkins anymore.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the Steelers,
you know, I can't take it back, though. I already said it convincingly.
And Mike Tomlin is going to sign another contract and just be just fine over there.
Carolina's my dark horse, says the 253. Now, again, Carolina can win the NFC South for the first time in 10 years with a win on Sunday. They're not high up on my list, but I think that Bryce Young's 12 game-winning drives since 2023, and I'm spoiling our preview a little bit, is something to watch out for. It's how I felt about the Bucs, where it's like when a team's never fully out of it, or at least against good teams have fought and been in there, that makes me a little nervous.
Yeah, the thing about the Panthers, we were talking to Eric West. You just don't know what to think about them. You beat the Packers.
Eric Williams, sorry. I was thinking
E-Weezy. Is that why I did that?
Eric Weezy.
Eric Weezy, NFC West. What's up, Eric? We're talking to him, and, I mean, they're the team who beats the Rams, who beats the Packers, who beats but then loses to the Cardinals.
But lost to the Saints.
Lost to the Saints and the Cardinals. I just don't know what to think of them. Now, obviously, it's a week-by-week type thing, right? You have to judge them for who they are as of late. And as of late, they beat the Bucs. So, yeah, they're an interesting team.
What do you think about the Texans?
I think that's a good dark horse pick. I think as long as you have a defense in the playoffs, you give yourself a chance. And C.J. Stroud is having an okay season, but we know that he's capable of putting some games together and just going nuts.
I don't think it's an accident that a lot of our dark horses and the suggestions I've seen from listeners are coming from the AFC. What do you make of that?
Yeah. Because that's the random conference right now with the teams you mentioned, the Texans, the Jags, the Broncos, the Patriots up there. It just seems like everything's discombobulated over there. Yeah, it's not right. Whereas in the NFC, it's some familiar faces over there.
All right, well, we only have 2 shows with you guys before the holidays, so we're already jumping into a Week 17 preview of the Panthers. That's coming up next.
The Brock and Salk Show's Brock Heward.
You know, the great thing about this time of year is we all give gifts to our family and our friends and our loved ones. And after all of these years here, and after all of these years at Seattle Sports, you guys give us the gift every day of being a part of the show. We don't have a show without you, and I truly, from my heart, mean that. So wishing all of you out there an incredible Christmas, a happy new year, and so thankful that we're all part of the same family.
Okay, only 10 more presents to wrap. You're almost at the finish line. But first... There, the last one. Enjoy a Coca-Cola for a pause that refreshes.
Guys, if you're worn down, putting on weight, dealing with low T symptoms, or ED, something's off. Ignoring symptoms doesn't fix the real issue. For a limited time, Revive Men's Health Washington is offering free full diagnostic panels. A $400 value. It checks testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. The key areas that reveal what's driving low T, ED, and more. Plus, qualified patients get up to 25% off select treatments now through year end. This gives you a clear answer on what's off and the steps to improve it. Over 120,000 patients have trusted Revive since 2011 because the results are real. Claim your free full diagnostic panel today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8157. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8157. That's 800-575-8157. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Every season is a little bit different here in Washington, but I'll tell you what, the amount of rain never seems to change in the winter, and we have sure gotten a ton of it this season. All that rain, all that water, it's all got to go somewhere. And if it makes its way into your crawl space, that's when it can create all sorts of problems, including real structural damage, which could really affect your home. But more importantly, for the health of your family, the water in that crawl space could create toxic mold, and that has serious health repercussions. Thankfully, we have Crawl Pros. They can come in and keep your crawl space dry, install a sump pump and drainage, and reroute that water back out and away from your home. They'll also take care of any mold that may have been created. Don't take the risk. It's too important. The best way to learn if you have any water is to ask Crawl Pros to visit your home and inspect your crawl space for free. Crawl Pros will go where you don't want to. So if you're worried about water damage, mold, insulation issues, or anything else related to your crawl space or attic, call Crawl Pros or visit crawlpros.com.
Sometimes we hang on to our old attorneys and coaches too long. They've been around, they've done good work. But when the legal game changes, you need a team that is hungry to win now. At Bible Law Group, we're that faster, hard-hitting legal team, ready to fight for every inch in the courtroom. With over 40 million closed for our clients, we know how to win, and we're ready to take on the biggest legal case of your career with you. Don't stick with a playbook that's gone stale. Switch to the legal team that's ready to win now. Let Bible Law Group be your linebacker in the courtroom. Find us online at BibleLawGroup.com.
I saw her texting, coming up to a stop sign, and so I saw the accident coming, and she T-boned us.
In the blink of an eye, Crystal's life changed when she suffered a severe spinal injury.
The pain was something I had never experienced before in my neck. I got massage therapy. I saw a chiropractor. I was prescribed muscle relaxers so I could sleep. I got depressed. Nothing was relieving the pain.
Drugs, sleepless nights, and depression. Sound familiar? I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic physician and board-certified functional neurologist. At Sound Pain Solutions, our treatments include high-dose laser combined with spinal decompression and other comprehensive therapies to rehabilitate damaged discs. We use treatments that are non-surgical, FDA-cleared, drug and pain-free.
I was able to get off my pain medicines, and I was able to sleep through the night, and that was what I was desperate for.
To learn if you're a candidate for our treatment, call us. Sound Pain Solutions. 855-996-0025 or click soundpainsolutions.com.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
Good news for Gardner Minshew. He did not suffer an ACL tear in Kansas City's loss to Tennessee. Ian Rappaport says Minshew still expected to miss the rest of the year with a very bad bone bruise, so the Chiefs will be with their third-string quarterback on Christmas Day against the Broncos. The Cougs have taken a 14-0 lead over Utah State in the famous Idaho Potato Bowl.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump and Stacy.
On Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. Bump, a Week 17 preview, the numbers that matter for Seahawks-Panthers. Because we have a 2-hour preview show tomorrow for the Huddle, and you're going to watch more film leading into that one, this is going to be half some interesting numbers I got, and then half just a look at where the Seahawks are heading into the final 2 weeks. So we'll start with the three numbers, and then we'll just talk about like maybe questions we're still waiting to have answered, things that we're looking to see. I'm going to start with the number 12. You already know what it is because I've mentioned it. The number of game-winning drives led by Bryce Young in his career, most of any quarterback since 2023. How much does that actually matter heading into Sunday?
I mean, it matters, right? He did it. It shows you or tells you that if this game is close, he has the confidence and the ability to calm himself down and lead this team on a drive. They'll be at home as well, so you have the fan support behind him. But it shouldn't get that to there. It shouldn't get that close. We shouldn't be in that situation, but that's going to be in the back of your mind if it is the fourth quarter and he has the football.
I think it's his leap is interesting. A lot of people are overlooking it because the Carolina Panthers have more often than not of late struggled. They haven't won the NFC South since 2015, their last trip to a Super Bowl. When you and Wyman take a closer look as we head into the Huddle, I'm curious to know what you guys think about like whether you're buying the leap or if it's like, he makes some good plays, you know, he's talented, but like this is a beatable team.
Yeah.
Next number, 3. why did and how did the Panthers beat the Rams? That's what I was looking at with this one and why the number 3 matters. Two things that are kind of simple. They won the turnover battle, and also they took advantage of a bad day by Emmanuel Forbes. Emmanuel Forbes allowed 2 long touchdowns, so that'll do it in a 3-point game. There was also a pick 6, 3 total takeaways, and the Panthers did not turn the ball over. I feel like this is going to be the key for Seattle heading into this one.
I mean, it's every football game comes down to turnovers, right?
Yep,
I mean, that's
simple.
one of the first things we look at when we pull up the box scores. All right, well, how many turnovers did each team have? Did Sam turn the football over? Did whoever turn the football over? Yeah, turnovers create or take away possessions and it creates short fields for the ops or the opposing team or yourself. So, yes, takeaways are going to be huge. And how have the Hawks been this past couple of weeks when it comes to takeaways? None against the Rams, right?
And then prior to that, I know that they went on a hot streak where they had like 4 or 5 in 2 consecutive games.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they've been great. Overall, they have more takeaways than the Rams this year. That I know. So, I don't know. I think when you're looking for like, oh, well, be careful of the Panthers, but they beat the Rams. That's true. You can never totally look past an opponent, but I think that a big part of that story is the pick 6 thrown by Matthew Stafford in a 3-point game. The Panthers converted some key 4th downs. 2 of Bryce Young's 3 touchdowns were on 4th down. But, like, I don't see this Seahawks team being vulnerable in quite the same way. Like, I believe in their cornerbacks more than LA's corners, for instance.
Yeah, I'm looking at our takeaways. So Chicago leads the league with 2.1.
Crazy.
Your Jacksonville Jaguars,
Thank you.
1.9. Houston at 1.7. Hawks are 6, 1.5 per game. So, yeah, they're up there when it comes to takeaways.
Yeah.
The Panthers, where you at, Panthers? Carolina. They are 13th. So, but takeaways are so hard, man. No team's going to average more than like 2 per game. It's really the timing of takeaways, too. Like, you can overcome, clearly, some takeaways or some giveaways early in the game. Sam Darnold, 2 interceptions. It's the timing of it. If it's late in the game and it's close, the momentum is shifting, takeaways will hurt you.
Yeah, throwing an interception or giving up a fumble to end that drive and lose the game. Yeah, I didn't love seeing a red zone interception thrown by Sam, but I agree with you. Better that it happens in the first half. Less costly overall. Next, number 25. The Panthers are the 2nd best run team at home this year. They're averaging 145 yards on the ground at home. It's about 120 on the road. The Seahawks, as you know, have not allowed a 100-yard rusher for 24 consecutive games. That ties a franchise record, so a 25th would be a new franchise record. What do you think of this team's current run defense?
I think their run defense is the highlight of this defense. You did give up, 125, I believe, to the Rams, 70 to Kyron Williams, and then the rest of everyone else. I mean, that's how you set the tone. Every team wants to run the football, whether they're good at it or not. Every team's going to come in and they want to establish the run. It sets the tone. It opens up the pass. But no, that's the highlight of this defense for me. And interceptions. I believe the Hawks are top 4 or 5 when it comes to interceptions. But no, if you can force a team to be one-dimensional, we've all heard this, right? It's just easier to call a game against them. And you force Bryce Young to prove it. All right, you got 12 game-winning drives, you said? You got 12 of them things to go out there and carry this team throughout the year. The Panthers were hot to start the year when it comes to the run game with Dowdle, was that how you say his name? Dowdle and Chuba Hubbard. So, yeah, I never go into a game with the Seahawks and worry too much about if they're going to be able to control the run game.
Which is crazy to say now, 2 years removed from what was the 31st ranked run team in football. A great job there by McDonald, and a great job adding to that defensive line. Leo's a big part of that. Getting Murphy at 16 overall is a big part of that. Your linebackers, right? Getting Ernest Jones, a massive part of that. So some personnel decisions as well. What do you need to see from Seattle, if anything, over the next 2 weeks?
One, stay healthy.
Yeah.
That's going to be huge. And offensively, clean. Just be clean. I was just watching the end zone view of Sam Darnold throwing that 2-point conversion. And the pocket he was working in and the lane that he had to throw the football through was tight. It was one of those tight windows we were talking about last week, right? And it was just the release and the confidence that I saw just in his whole demeanor while throwing that football. That's something I need to continue to see. I want to continue to see. Just Sam, just be confident. He's going to turn the football over again. You made me laugh. You were talking about Matthew Stafford. And you're like, yeah, he's not going to turn the football over. And I thought to myself, he probably won't turn the football over, right? That's not what he does. 40 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. But with Sam Darnold, he's going to turn the football over again. It's like, let's not do it in bunches. Let's not do it in these clutch moments like at the end of the game. I just need to continue to see him be confident, calm, and responsible with that football.
I want to talk about the run a little bit. Not necessarily like, how are the Panthers against the run? But just in terms of things we'd love to keep seeing. I thought this was Ken Walker's best game of the year. And I'd love to see him build on that. Because he was all over. It wasn't just like, he's getting 100 yards for the first time since week 2. He's getting involved in the pass game. He's getting involved with, didn't he recover a fumble? Or, he tackled an interception to keep it from being a pick 6. It ended up being a touchdown, so it didn't matter. But, like, good hustle on that play, being a key part of the team. So, I don't know. I thought this was his best game. And in terms of outside of clean football and health, I'd love to see a step forward for the run. It's not going to be a leap forward. You are what you are. But maybe a step. Maybe it's just a step forward.
Yeah, and honestly, I've come to terms and I actually like the way that they use these 2 running backs now. Like, you get inside the 10-yard line, Zach Charbonnet is going to tote it. And Kenneth Walker, that's why I felt bad for him when he had that big run on the screen because he didn't score. I go, there's your chance, buddy. You know Zach Charbonnet's coming in to punch it in. You know he's coming in.
Well, we know Curtis's Conspiracy Corner explains that Ken Walker's not getting those carries, save you some money in free agency.
Yeah, and
that's right. It's true.
And it saves hits on him, too. I mean, he's got 190 carries to Zach Charbonnet's 149. Charbonnet has 9 touchdowns. K9 has 5. This is the way of the league. Now, I don't think we're going to have too many Derrick Henrys and Christian McCaffreys going forward, touching the ball 300 times in the run game.
One of the weirdest trivia bits is that Dave Wyman held Christian McCaffrey as a baby.
That's crazy.
Isn't that weird?
Mm-hmm.
It's just weird to also think of Christian McCaffrey as a baby.
As a baby.
And not like a bowling ball.
And Wyman's holding him.
I know. I think I'm curious to see, not necessarily like how they fare without Derek Hall. Obviously, you want your full team out there being healthy, but this defense looked uncharacteristically leaky against the Rams. I don't think that's going to happen against the 49ers, but I'd love a solid day defensively against the 49ers so that you have all the confidence in the world heading into their most important game to wrap up the season against the 49ers for, in all likelihood, the number 1 seed.
That's going to be I remember when the season started, I looked at the schedule, and I loved that we got the Niners early, and then we got them last 2. I think it's set up for this moment. And it's not like, I mean, we focus so much on the Rams, as you should, because they at one point were the best team in football. But we can't sleep on these Niners either, man. They've found ways to win ball games. So it's set up. It could be dramatic. You got to take care of the Panthers, right? But at the end of the year, you line it with the Niners on the road. Yep, on the road. And it could be some drama going down.
All right, those are your numbers that matters for Carolina again, or that matter for Carolina. Tomorrow, we're going to continue a preview, and then the huddle beginning from noon going until 2. We'll be joined by James Wyman, Dave Wyman. So we'll dive into a preview. We're not done there, but I just want to take 5 seconds talking about just the Seahawks. Do you think they can win a Super Bowl?
The Seahawks? Of course they can. I think things need to happen. You got to get lucky. Like, you need a backwards pass, fumble on a 2-point conversion. You know, things like that happen to good teams. So, yes, I think they can win. I think they need to stay healthy. And there's going to be some luck involved in that thing.
Yeah, I think there always has to be. And, like, more often than not, the team that gets to and or wins a Super Bowl is one of the healthier teams, right? So there's a level of luck with health, too, that's needed. I think this is the most confident I've been in a minute. I remember in 2020, KJ Wright was doing an interview. It was with our station. I forget who he was talking to, and talked about how this was a team that he had the most faith in since the Legion of Boom days that could get to and win a Super Bowl. And I get that people will always say that. For instance, people will always say whenever the Seahawks have a good season, this is just like 2012. But I think this is the first time that I've seen that and gone, you know what? This is the most complete team I can remember in a long while.
They're complete, and we're still feel like we're missing a little piece of it, too. Just consistency in the run game and the turnovers, right?
To me, it's the turnovers.
Yeah, and I just want to be able to slow the game down. Like I think that's one thing we haven't really seen yet or consistently is just them being able to hand the ball off 35, 40 times and play that type of game. I think we've seen the shootouts. We saw they come from behind wins. We've seen Sam have great passing numbers, but we haven't really seen them slow the game down and have a Dave Wyman 1988 type of game.
Why can't they? Because you're right. Consistent issue week in, week out.
It's the big boys. It's the bigs.
Is it like a scheme fit or is it like a strength thing?
It's just execution, man. It's having some young guys on that offensive line, and Anthony Bradford. I think that Abe probably isn't having the season that he would want to have, and it's the combination. And then once you get predictable, right? I mean, there are times where the Hawks will get in a certain formation, you know they're going to run the football. So you pack it in, you match them up, and you go. But it's just execution, man. I'm not mad at the scheme. I like the scheme.
Yeah.
Just execute.
Do you feel encouraged by Ken Walker's day? Like, was anything done there to make you think maybe they could do something, or did you see that as like, it's just a good game for him?
What I saw to Ken Walker was a guy who it seemed like he was running like he was hungry. You know, typically he's a smooth type of player, but there was something about the way he was getting downhill last week. He seemed hungry. He seemed energetic. He seemed like he wanted it. Now, I'm sure he goes out every game and he plays his heart out. But as an athlete, sometimes you get into this flow state and everything just feels right. And that's what it looked like he was in on Thursday.
I have a couple questions. I haven't heard anyone, says the 360. I haven't heard anyone say anything, but Zabel looked like he had a hard time last week.
He did.
Yeah.
That was probably his worst
That was a
game.
tough day. I know he allowed one sack, I think. At least it looked like it.
Yeah. That was his worst day.
Yeah.
But,
which, you're a rookie.
And it happens. You're going to get beat. You're going to get got.
That's a good defensive line.
Unless you're Walter Jones. Then you don't get got.
Then it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Do you think the offensive line is nasty enough, says the 360?
I don't know him personally. The way they play, I think they're nasty enough. I know Abe's nasty. I think Charles Cross is.
I think Zabel.
Yeah.
I was encouraged by hearing a player complain about him.
Well, who was it? He was talking crap at the end of the game.
Zaire Franklin.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, then Calais Campbell and him kind of got into it a little bit earlier.
I'm encouraged by that. The more defensive players don't like the offensive lineman on this team, the more I want that offensive lineman to stay on this team.
Well, it's been years since an offensive lineman has had that reputation here in Seattle.
Yeah, I want an offensive lineman that people think, like, that guy's messed up.
That guy's psycho.
That guy's
I'll
crazy.
tear my head off.
He's not right in the head. Like, that guy's going to get your run game going.
Yeah.
That guy for sure. It's a Reaction Monday powered by the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Let's get to 4 Down territory.
This is 4 Down territory, going inside the game with former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
First down. What's an indication the Seahawks may be the best team in football despite not having an elite quarterback?
Man, you got to look at the point differential. And you broke down what the NFC North last year, what their point differential was like. And you had, who was that, 200?
Detroit at 222.
Yeah, Detroit at 222. Now, the Hawks ain't there, but they're at 164. I believe that is the best in the NFL right now. You got a team that's close behind them in the Los Angeles Rams. But that is it's a simple stat, but it tells you a lot. Right? You're putting up points, and you're not allowing a lot of points to get put up on you, even though you just allowed 37 to a good Rams team. But no, I like that stat. It shows just the balance of your football team when you look at point differential. I mean, there are teams, the whole NFC South is in the negative, right? The Panthers minus 30, Panthers minus 50, Bucks minus 30, Atlanta minus 53, New Orleans minus 83. You got the Giants who are minus 99. Like, this isn't, it's not by accident, right? The Tennessee Titans are minus 152. Your point differential directly correlates to your offense and your defense, and probably let you know if what your record's looking like.
2 best point differentials in 2013. That would be the Denver Broncos at plus 207 and the Seattle Seahawks at plus 186. Met in the Super Bowl. We know what happened. But I was pointing to the Seahawks point differential because it's been a minute since they've had one close to that. And you said this year's was 165.
168.
That's pretty impressive.
164, sorry.
That's really impressive considering how phenomenal 2013 was. Different teams, different defenses and offensive strengths and everything, but probably the best they've been there in a minute. Yeah, second down. Monday Night Football, Colts, 49ers, kick off at 5:15. Can Old Man Rivers get it done?
I want him to get it done. Eric Williams says he wants him to get it done. But, man, I think that the Niners are going to force him to have to win this ball game, man. I just don't know if he can do that.
How dare you?
I know he's 44. He knows his offense. But when we saw him play against us, he couldn't throw that ball more than 20, 25 yards down the field.
Bad. Those were ducks.
It looked like it hurt. It hurt me watching him.
Yeah.
I would love for him to get it done, but I think the 49ers, they're just a team of destiny at this point. Goodness gracious. I mean, they've won 4
Like a
games in a row.
cockroach.
They will not die.
They
They've
won't
lost
die.
Fred Warner. That's his name? Yeah, Fred Warner. I'm going blank on his name right now. They lost Fred Warner, Nick Bosa, and they're well coached. So I think that some of the schemes and stunts that we saw against him, as far as the Seahawks attacking him, I think that Shanahan and the squad are going to do the same thing, man. We're going to try to confuse him, and he's smart. He gets the football out of his hand, but he just cannot push the ball down the field.
I think that's more of the. I will say Seattle's pass rush is better. They didn't get to Rivers the way we would have liked them to, but their pass rush is better. Their run defense is better. Jonathan Taylor maybe makes an impact here. Like, this is where missing your middle linebacker could really cost you.
Yeah.
I believe in Old Man Rivers.
I want to believe in him, and I'll be cheering for him. He'll have my full support.
Yeah.
I just don't think he can do it.
Colts Nation, let's ride. They always say.
Clip clop, baby.
Third down. You know, I went to horse camp when I was younger.
Did you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 2 consecutive years.
Well, I mean, what is horse camp? What is?
You go there and you learn how to like ride horses and take care of horses, and there's little obstacles.
Oh, you bougie.
No,
that's a rich person's sport right
aunt.
there.
No, my aunt worked there, so we got to go, and then we stayed behind after, and we helped her.
Okay.
So we got to go for free.
Nice.
Yeah. And it was like a country horse camp. It wasn't like a bougie, like we were wearing like jeans and bike helmets.
It was Snohomish.
I don't know where it was. It was.
No, I mean just.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? It's like
Snohomish
you're just,
vibes.
it's kids learning how to ride horses.
Yeah.
I just thought I'd tell you all that.
Appreciate that. The more you know.
Third down. Who are you excited to possibly see this weekend?
Quandre Diggs. We'll see what how he's going to be used. He is long in the tooth a little bit. 32, 33 years of age. But this is why you got him for moments like this. Quandre is going to be the guy who's going to be where he's supposed to be. There's nothing that's really going to rattle him or confuse him. It's just what's the twitch like? How you responding when that football's in the air and when it's traveling towards you? I think he'll be fine, but it's going to be kind of cool to see him with his second goal here in Seattle.
Fourth down. Earlier in the show, we talked with NFC West reporter for Fox Sports, Eric Williams. Anything stand out?
He thinks Rivers can get it done tonight. He thinks he will.
I believe in him.
He thinks the Patriots are legit contenders. We shall see. He said that Purdy's playing some good football. So if it comes down to a battle, we're going to see the young man Purdy and old man Rivers go after it. He also said that Trevor Lawrence is not a top 10 quarterback. That's why I'm not buying the hype when it comes to the Jags. I respect the Jags. Y'all doing your thing. You're balling. Your record is your record. But just like Justin Herbert, Trevor Lawrence is one of those guys where you're waiting. You know he's talented. Like Trevor Lawrence is one of the most talented quarterbacks in the game. So is Justin Herbert. But the talent only gets you so far. Can you perform in the clutch when you need it the most?
Can I tell you my most hater take?
Yes.
I would root more for Drake May if he was on another team. Like, in theory, I think what the Patriots are doing is cool. I like Mike Vrabel. I like Drake May. I like a lot of the players on the roster. I think it's cool that they've had this kind of turnaround. He's understandably, Vrabel, a favorite for Coach of the Year. The Patriots have had 4 or 5 years of oh no, what a bummer. Imagine if the Patriots tap into
another great one.
Another great quarter. You've already had the best one. You've had enough.
Yeah.
You had the best one ever.
Sharing is caring.
For 20 years. And I think you should trade Drake May. I think that would make not only it fair for the rest of the league, but it would make it easier for me to root for him.
Fair for the rest of the league?
No, I don't know if I fully buy into the Patriots with their schedule, but I think I'm bought in on Drake May.
Yeah. Nah, he's legit. That's one of I said it before, man. I did not think he was going to come in this league and do the things that he's been doing. And now you have a legit coach over there, too, Vrabel. Vrabel's got that thing tight.
Would you rather face the Broncos or Patriots right now?
Patriots.
Patriots or Jags?
Jags. Yeah.
Jags or Broncos?
Broncos.
How dare you? Oh, wait, no, that's good.
Yeah.
Let's see what's on tonight.
What's on tonight with Bump and Stacy, brought to you by Caesars Sportsbook at Muckleshoot. Now, here's what's on tonight.
Michael Bumpus doesn't believe in him, but old man Phillip Rivers might be able to get it done. The Colts and 49ers meet on Monday Night Football tonight. Kickoff is at 5:15 p.m. on ESPN and ABC. Get your questions in for What I Need to Know, 866-979-3776.
The Brock and Salk Show's Mike Salk.
Hey, everyone. Just want to wish you a happy holidays. This is such a great time of the year, and a profound thank you on behalf of the Brock and Salk Show for letting us be a part of your lives for the last 17 years, and hopefully for a whole lot more to come. We'll see you in 2026, and happy holidays.
2026, you have some big shoes to fill, and we can't wait. This is where you hear it happen. Merry Christmas and happy holidays from Seattle Sports.
Calling all Seahawks fans, this is Cliff Averill. I'm here to announce Away Game Rumble at Muckleshoot Casino Resort, sponsored by Corona and Modelo. Take football Sundays to the next level with a free viewing party at Galaxy for every away game. Count on giveaways, specials, big screens, big action, and so much more. Full details at muckleshootcasino.com/rumble. Don't miss Away Game Rumble, only at Muckleshoot Casino Resort.
Breast cancer is a tough battle for anyone to fight. But when you can't work, care for your kids, or even put food on the table, that diagnosis can be devastating. I'm Dr. Suzette Miranda, a plastic surgeon who is proud to support Northwest Hope and Healing. Our mission is to provide a lifeline for breast and gynecologic cancer patients. We cover essentials like food, utilities, and childcare, so patients can focus on healing. For more than 25 years, Northwest Hope and Healing has distributed over $3 million to thousands of local cancer patients, and you can help make a difference in our community. Join us on Saturday, January 31st, for Cork, Fork, and Support, an afternoon of fine wine, gourmet cuisine, and inspiration at Mary Hill Winery in the heart of Woodinville wine country. Get your tickets now for Cork, Fork, and Support on January 31st. Go to nwhopeandhealing.org to learn more. That's nwhopeandhealing.org.
Okay, only 10 more presents to wrap. You're almost at the finish line. But first... there. The last one. Enjoy a Coca-Cola for a pause that refreshes.
As a quarterback, you cannot run a winning play with a messy playbook. And most companies' data, well, it's a mess. AI is changing the game, but if your data is scattered, you're stuck on the sidelines. Brock Heward here, and this is where my friends at Marquee Data come in. They get your data in shape, clean, connected, ready to perform, so you can finally put AI to work for your business. Whether sales, finance, or operations, every smart move starts with the right data. So head to mydataqb.com to draw up your game-winning data play today. That's Marquee Data or mydataqb.com.
Around here, rain isn't a surprise. While others run for cover, Seahawks fans step into the storm, game day ready. And the Pro Shop is how.
Ball picked up. Witherspoon comes near side. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown! Seahawks!
Every game, any weather. We got that. Shop official Seahawks gear in store at Lumen Field and the Landing in Renton. or online at Seahawks.com/pro shop.
With football season comes colder weather, so if you need new windows and doors, don't drop the ball. Steve Rabel here with Keith Dashafee from locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. So Keith, what's your next big play?
Well, Steve, right now get 40% off qualifying installs or no payments and no interest for 12 months on approved credit.
Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com. This is the home of the Seahawks.
Going to let one fly deep. Got a man out there. Ball is caught down at the 10-yard line, and it's JSN.
Seattle Sports.
At Bible Law Group, we understand what it means to be local legal representation. From shopping at the Bon Marché, picking up gear at Chubby and Tubby, crying for Joey Cora, now for Cal, grabbing a burger while JP Patches clowns by. We live here and fight for you. That's why Bible Law gives local representation to those facing legal problems too big for prayers, even if you can't pronounce Squim or Puyallup. Our legal team has secured more than $40 million in settlements for our clients. We're ready to fight for you. Find us online at BibleLawGroup.com.
Well, it's pretty hard to believe the holidays are here, and now is a great time for fitness gifts for your friends and family, or maybe even for yourself. Hey, Brock Ewart here, and from weight sets and accessories to the complete home gym, my friends at Top Fitness is the place to shop, and doing it right now. Top Fitness got certified pre-owned, pre-core commercial treadmills that are the same models used in hotels and clubs that typically sell for over $13,000 and available for you. You ready for this? For $3,300. They look like new and they come with a full warranty. So don't settle for that lightweight, cheaper treadmill when you can get a deal this good. As always, you get free delivery and assembly on those Precor treadmills, ellipticals, and exercise bikes. It's no secret why everyone, from personal trainers to pro athletes, love Top Fitness. You can visit them in Tukwila, Linwood, or Bellevue, or go to topfitness.com for all the fitness enthusiasts on your holiday lists. Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
Hello, John here with Happy Hauler, your eco-friendly junk removal company. Did you know that all the viable items we remove are sorted, then distributed to low-income and transition housing? We proudly work with Solid Ground and also Mary's Place Make a Home program. Your unwanted items can have a second life, making a big impact for local people transitioning out of homelessness or escaping abusive situations. This holiday season, let's help those that need it most. Happy holidays, or should I say, happy holidays.
This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
The entire NFC playoff picture could be settled this weekend. Plus, could the Seahawks have one last primetime game on the schedule? Let's get to it. We're going to start by a look at the overall playoff picture. There are 2 spots available in the NFC and 5 available in the AFC. Only 2 AFC teams have clinched a playoff spot, the Broncos and Patriots, very obviously. Seahawks, Bears, Eagles, Rams, 49ers have all clinched spots in the NFC. This week's opponent for the Seahawks, the Panthers, can win the division and clinch a spot with a win. However, the Buccaneers, even though they're on the outside looking in, are actually favored to not just get to the playoffs, but obviously win the division.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, according to NFL's playoff counter, tracker, they're 58% favorites compared to the Panthers at 42%.
Sound like bro people problems trying to fight to get into the playoffs, honestly. I don't know that struggle.
The Packers are currently holding the last spot with the Lions on the outside looking in. The only way the Lions get in is if the Packers lose out and they win out. So.
All right, who do the Packers finish with? They got...
They have the Bears coming up in Week 16, and then I'm not sure who they have.
No, they got Ravens and Vikings.
Oh, just kidding.
They played the Bears last night.
Oh, right. Okay, I have the wrong schedule ahead of me. Or I have it hasn't been updated. My bad. Okay, a couple things I want to explore here. Number one, the teams you actually think get it done between, is it the Panthers and the Packers? You think that the Buccaneers are able to get in there? I think it's Panthers and Packers.
So the Panthers would have to beat the Bucs because we're going to beat them.
Yeah. So the Panthers.
But then.
Yes. Took me a minute.
And then the Bucs would have to beat the Dolphins to have a chance too, right? Or does it not matter?
Good question. I don't actually know. I don't think the Panthers are ineligible. It must be a tiebreaker heading into it. I think that even if the Bucs win and the Packers lose, it might come down to that game.
Yeah.
Good question.
I'm going with the Panthers. The Panthers are going to get it done.
Secondly, I think this once again speaks to how wild the AFC is, that two teams have clinched a spot, and we are going into week 17.
Yeah.
Week 17.
You know what Eric Williams said that made a lot of sense? This is the year for Josh Allen to get it done.
Yeah.
If he does not reach the Super Bowl, I don't know if he'll ever do it. At least not until Lamar has a fall off, which he did this year because of injury, and Pat Mahomes isn't around. Because I'm not saying the path is easy, but it's the easiest it's going to get for him.
It's unfortunate they don't have the defense that they did a couple years ago, because they are allowing, I don't know if they're allowing the most rushing yards per game anymore. They were one there. It's just a bummer because Josh Allen has had some amazing games. A 6-touchdown performance that we all point to, but like, it may not be MVP caliber, but he's keeping this team in it. They have a great run game. It's not the best version of the Bills, but does it matter? It's the not best version of the Bills going against the best version of the Patriots and Broncos we've seen in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And the Baltimore Ravens need help to make it, and the Chiefs are obviously eliminated.
Yeah, Buffalo has the third worst run defense, giving up a $144 a game.
$144?
$144 a game.
That's bad.
That's tough.
That's bad.
Yeah, so this is the year. This is the year for Josh Allen, man. If he can't do it this year, I don't know, man. It's going to be tough overall. But yeah, it's still kind of wide open. Like, even with the Broncos and the Patriots being atop of this thing, I'm still going into the playoffs, and if I have to put my money on anybody, I'm probably going with the Bills and Houston just because of Texans defense.
Is it just Josh Allen and James Cook, just knowing that, like, that's a good offense?
Yep.
Like, they can be. You're back to going, like, if the Ravens were in it, you wouldn't count them out because you just know, like, dude, Lamar.
Yeah. I mean, how long did we hold on to the Chiefs? You know,
up until they were eliminated.
We held on as long as we could because you felt that.
It's like in a scary movie when you see the background and you're like, why are they showing me what's behind them? Anything is possible. That's how it was with the Chiefs until they were down to their third string quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you're right, and Eric is right about, like, this is the year the Bills need to get it done with Lamar and Mahomes taken entirely out of the picture. And not only that, but the Patriots that are leading the group, the quarterbacks that are leading those teams that are really competitive, being pretty young and still susceptible to mistakes. Bo Nix, Drake May.
And you got a 42-year-old in the 4th spot right now, hanging out with the youngsters. And that's the thing, man. It's Bo Nix, like you said, Drake May, Trevor Lawrence. These guys just have never done it. That's why I look at the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't think they're going to make a run at it, but I'm paying attention because Aaron Rodgers has been there before, and these young fellas just haven't done it.
If the Colts win tonight, they're on the outside looking in. If the Colts win tonight, their playoff odds are still only at 11%. That's with a win over the 49ers. But I so desperately want a 44-year-old and a 42-year-old to be in the AFC playoffs.
How great would that be?
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Okay. I wanted to get to a couple other things here. Oh, yes. Curtis introduced this question a while ago about the Seahawks potentially getting another primetime game added. Curtis, you mentioned, obviously, look, Week 18 schedule not settled yet. It won't be until late Week 17.
Yeah, so we'll find out after the Sunday night game of Week 17 is played what the Week 18 schedule looks like. But if you want to go off of maybe what last year's Week 18 Sunday night game was, that would be Lions-Vikings for the number 1 seed in the NFC. Seahawks-49ers will likely be for that, or as long as the Seahawks take care of business against Carolina and San Francisco takes care of business tonight against Indianapolis, that game could have huge ramifications in Week 18. The only other game I could see potentially filling that time slot would be maybe Panthers-Bucks, because winner gets the NFC South, loser goes home, but
not as cool.
Right.
There's
Those are
no
two teams kind of around 500.
Yeah.
Seahawks 49ers are two really good teams.
For the number 1 seed. Rams are still alive, but forget them. Bump, how do you feel about potential prime time when it comes to this Week 18 showdown?
Why not? Why not shift it around? And you know what? It'd be another good test for Sam Darnold. All right, do it again. Feel the pressure, expectations, division opponent. They're going to be coached up. Yeah, I would love it. I want all the challenges they can get now. You've already clinched your playoff spot, right? I want you to have a game where you run the football. If you switch that game to primetime, I want you to be under the lights again and feel that pressure, man. The more scenarios you can put yourself in, the more equipped you are once you get to the playoffs.
That's a really good point. I'm going to be watching this Niners team so closely tonight. I feel like Eric's right. A lot of people have been overlooking them. That includes me, because I've just kept assuming, like, well, this can't last. Certainly they're going to, it's not that they're a bad team by any means, but statistically the Rams and Seahawks are ahead of them in a ton of categories.
Yeah.
And yet they're here. And it's in part because they're not super behind them. It's not like they're, 20th in the run or whatever.
You guys want a name to add to the Mariners pile?
Yeah.
This is personally one of my favorite Mariners signings ever.
Okay.
Because I went to college with this guy.
Oh.
Major League contract to Rob Refsnyder, utility guy. So it's a 1-year deal, but he'll be on the big league roster. Bear down. He was a member of the 2012 College World Series champions when I was there. So, it's weird. I remember seeing him around campus. Now I'll be seeing him in the clubhouse.
You should bring up that team and just bring up,
Rob, you may not remember me. Probably don't.
We were in school together.
Yeah, we were.
Well, I'm glad you got to announce that.
I'm excited for it. Yeah.
I'm excited.
A pretty good bench bat last year for the Red Sox. Had an OPS of 838, 9 home runs, played 70 ball games for them. So has a lot more pop than Mr. Donnie Barrels last year. So I like the move. It's add some more flexibility, and he's a pretty good player.
The more Wildcats, the better, I always say.
That's what I've always said.
I've always said that. If you have a Wildcat on your team, you're probably winning a championship. The Eagles did.
Yeah, Foles, bear down.
I don't think it's a coincidence. Look at Gronk.
That's right. He's got 4 rings.
I haven't been proven wrong
Andre
yet.
Iguodala, Finals MVP.
I haven't been proven wrong yet.
No.
All right.
It's fact.
Get your questions in for what I need to know. Any question you have, text it now. 866-979-3776. Coming your way next.
Here we go. Darnold has time. Looks inside. It's caught. The Seahawks win the game.
Playoff berth.
An instant classic. This is who we are. That's Seahawks football.
Check.
Probably the craziest game I've ever seen.
With the playoffs looming, what's next?
We're always going to fight.
Complete coverage at seattlesports.com.
They now have the inside track on having the best record in the NFC.
And the home of the Seahawks.
I think this is the best team in the NFL right now.
Seattle Sports.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code POWER to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Xfinity is the network you can rely on. Like a close friend who will give it to you straight. The friend who will tell you that new haircut, it's not great. Friends make sure friends get good haircuts. And Xfinity makes sure you get a good deal on Wi-Fi. Xfinity gives you reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi at our best price. This holiday season through January 4th, get gig speed Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 whole years. No strings, no commitments. Just super fast, reliable gig speed Wi-Fi with our best equipment and unlimited data included. Save yourself from questionable decisions and save over Verizon and AT&T. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Internet powered by fiber and connected to premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
So Pure Talk just had their best year ever and asked me if I'd like to thank their customers on their behalf for being so awesome. I said sure. It's important to say thanks, especially this time of year, which is why, as one of their many satisfied customers, I should probably thank Pure Talk first for keeping their customer service in this country and for providing hundreds of American jobs. I appreciate that. I also appreciate their Roundup program, which makes it easy to support America's Warrior Partnership and join the fight against veteran suicide. And I love that Pure Talk donated 1,000 hand-sewn Made in America flags to veterans around Independence Day. And of course, I really appreciate their generous support of my own foundation, MicroWorks, and their commitment to help us train the next generation of skilled workers. Having said all that, it's now my pleasure, on behalf of everyone at Pure Talk, to thank you sincerely for choosing to do business with an American wireless company that actually stands for something. And one more thing. Merry Christmas.
Bonneville International radio station contests are open to participants 18 years of age or older that are residents of Washington State unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contests are not eligible to win unless the station otherwise specifies at its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 60 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. Full general contest rules are available on seattlesports.com or in person at the station during regular business hours. The Bump and Stacy Show is powered in part each day by the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law Personal Injury Lawyers. Go to pendergastlaw.com.
Hey, it's Dr. Coogan with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic, and I have great news. We're having our biggest sale of the year, over $300 off our normal pricing through December 19th. We know it's hard to stay on track during the holidays, and we want to help. This could be the year you actually lose weight over the holidays and set yourself up for success in January. The best part, you can lose weight and still enjoy those special holiday dinners. No shots, no exercise, no fake food. Just a plan that teaches you how to reset your metabolism and keep the weight off for good. Free consultation at eastsideweightlossclinic.com.
Yeah, Mike Salk here, and I've worked with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic for years, and this is the biggest sale I've ever seen from them. $300 off? I did the program myself, losing 35 pounds in just 8 weeks. Take advantage of this awesome sale before the holidays.
Join the 4,000 clients who we've helped lose 20 to 30 pounds in 60 days and take advantage of our lowest pricing of the year. Even if you want to start in January, lock in these prices now. Our remote programs allow you to lose weight from anywhere. Schedule your free consultation at eastsideweightlossclinic.com.
Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
30 years ago, Davis Law Group was founded to be the best law firm for our clients and our community. Our core values are to win, help, and serve. It means our success is defined by the difference we make in our clients' lives and the impact we can have in our community, not by giant settlement checks or shiny offices. Our mission to lift up the vulnerable extends beyond the courtroom to our charity partners, promoting safety, uplifting students, accident victims, foster youth, and the elderly. If you've been injured and want better results for your claim and for all of Washington, call Davis Law Group today.
Cliff Averill here, giving a big shout out to the biggest and the best in the Northwest. That's right, I'm talking about Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Time and time again, they've been voted the best resort and best casino with the best chicken wings. There's nothing like being the very best, so come check out everything this place has to offer. Hey, when they say the biggest and the best, they mean it. Everything's on the table at Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Find out more at muckleshootcasino.com and please game responsibly.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
I love this question to start off what I need to know. Get yours in, 866-979-3776. What I need to know, says JD in the 509. What's the biggest surprise AFC and NFC team that's been eliminated from playoff contention?
Ooh, I do
I'll
like
throw
that
in
one.
or is on the outside
Chiefs.
looking in.
Yeah.
It's gotta be
Chiefs for sure.
Chiefs. NFC.
Lions.
Well, the outside looking in. Okay, yeah. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Got it.
Also, the Packers in the 7th seed, I think, is really surprising.
Mm-hmm. At
This
9
is a
and
Super
5,
Bowl
though,
favorite.
It's just so many good teams this year.
Yeah. Yeah, I think those are my two answers.
Yeah,
I know the Packers are in it, but them being a 7th seed is surprising to me. And then, yeah, Chiefs. Just in the year they had being so, like, bad. From the start, people were like, should we be worried about the Chiefs?
Paul Moyer was right.
Mm-hmm. He sure was. What I need to know, let's see. We know the Rams used a lot of 13 personnel on Thursday. How would 05 personnel look like? What?
How would 05?
Are you saying 2005 or like 05 personnel? Like half of... I don't know. I don't know what you mean. Please clarify. What I need to know. How do you feel about the Seahawks nickname, the Dark Side?
That's all right.
I'm not loving it. I haven't seen a nickname for them that I love so far. And
you can't force one, really.
You can't. And I also don't like trying to make it a play on Legion of Boom, ever. That already happened. I don't want to hear Legion of Doom. Legion of whatever it is.
No Legion.
No, let it go. What I need to know. Would you rather win the lottery or win a reality TV show?
Win the lottery.
The lottery for money, the single biggest prize pot on a TV show is Survivor. With $1 million, that's a lot, but...
I view it like this. In terms of like what gets remembered more, no one knows the names of lottery winners. But we know who won season 1 of American Idol. We know who won the first season of Survivor. Like, these people live on forever.
So like the money that you get from making other appearances and yes. But then you got to deal with fame. You've got to deal with...
But then the money continues.
I know,
for
but
years after that.
What if people didn't like you? What if you were a villain?
You still get appearance fees all over the place, yeah.
I think I'd...
I'm
oh,
doing
man,
lotto.
no.
I'm lotto. I'm low-key.
Now I don't know.
Grab my money, invest it somewhere else.
I just love Survivor so much. It would only be Survivor. That's the convert. Would you rather win Survivor and get all these endorsement deals or win the lottery is really the question I'm answering. I think I lean lotto. Curtis, you go Survivor, win Survivor.
I might, yeah.
Yeah. Someone clarified 05, no running backs, 5 tight ends.
Our personnel grouping.
Oh, we actually, it's Curtis and Stacy make personnel groupings
right.
better than Clint Kubiak Camp, LLC.
Mm-hmm.
We run a lot.
5 tight ends, 5 offensive linemen, 1
We run a lot of 05 personnel.
05. I thought you were talking about the year 05.
Well, I just wasn't sure entirely.
Yeah, no, me either.
05 personnel. How do you feel about no running backs, 5 tight ends? Build a whole offense out of tight
I feel
ends.
like no football team should ever come out in that person.
How do you feel about a 3 tight end look?
That's fine. Do that.
That can be kind of fun.
You're only saying no team should ever come out in the look because no one would know how to handle it. It would be so groundbreaking.
Yeah, I think they should do it.
Yeah.
Just try it out.
You're scared of what football could become after that.
I think now we're talking about the flying V in Mighty Ducks where no one quite knows what to do. We've never seen anything like it.
First off, can I say something?
Mm-hmm.
Come on that flying V. I'm just running right into you. That dumb flying V. I'm breaking it up right now.
What I need to know, has the bump Stacy bet on Rodgers Wilson been paid yet? I forget what it was. Was it just donuts?
Oh!
Dang it.
Dang, I dominated that bet.
Was it who would have more starts at the end of the season?
Who would have better stats.
Yeah.
There was a minute after that game against the Dallas Cowboys, I was like, oh my God, I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to do it. And then I'll bring in donuts. I lost. What I need to know, what should happen to Metcalf taking a swing at a fan?
Hey, he's got to get fined. Probably suspended again.
You can't swing at fans.
Yeah, you can't swing at them.
There was video posted about an hour ago of somebody in the crowd, like a couple rows behind the fan.
I haven't seen that video.
You can't hear any bad words.
So, but you can hear him talking to DK?
Yeah, you can kind of hear him chirping.
DK, don't be lying.
I didn't hear any bad words.
Uh-oh. See, I thought the fan story seemed weird and unbelievable for that reaction. I thought, well, certainly DK must be telling the truth because that's a very... Like, you've heard people chirping at you before. You've heard people saying things before. Defensive backs have said it to your face. But that, I thought, well, surely it must be really bad. Uh-oh.
DK just proving all his haters right.
DK, don't do it. What I need to know, if the Mariners don't sign another second baseman, is that a testament to Cole Young, or does it just mean the market's too high?
Well, Ref Schneider has some second base flexibility. He's played a little bit of infield, so I don't know if this is like who they're pivoting to, if it means no Brendan Donovan, no Ketel Marte, but Ref Schneider does have the ability to play second base.
Oh, I didn't consider that like a Brandon Donovan trade, that this could just supplement that instead. I don't know that I love it.
Ref Schneider's getting paid $6 million, too. That's what it would appear to be. So that's a big chunk of the Mariners' offseason budget.
So is that it? Is that this?
It could spell that, I think, yeah.
I need to think on this. What I need to know, Bump, this is a question for you. Are there more Jags fans or Panthers fans in the world?
Panthers.
You think?
I've seen Panthers jerseys at Ross.
I think Florida needs to get rid of one of their teams.
Why?
They got too many.
2?
The
3?
Jags and Bucks.
3?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You've got 3 teams, Miami.
They do have 3.
You gotta choose one to get rid of.
How many does Cali have? Rams? Cali got 3?
I think that makes sense though. I mean, I don't think the Chargers should be in LA. I think they should be in San Diego, but I think that many teams make sense for California.
Mm-hmm.
Do that many teams make sense for Florida? I remember
it kind of does, because Florida, like, the demographic is crazy. You got Miami, Florida.
Yes.
You got Tampa.
See, I forgot about the Dolphins for a minute, but
Yeah,
it's like
Miami's like its own country.
Yeah, Miami and Tampa are nothing alike.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, Jacksonville.
And
is
Jacksonville's like northern, like, kind of.
That's a lot of teams. That's a lot of teams.
Yeah, that's where Florida man lives.
Yeah.
I remember interviewing a Seahawks player years ago, and he was from Florida, and I just didn't know what to ask. I was like just starting, so I was like, "Oh, what teams did you watch growing up? Like, were you a Bucks fan? Maybe they had a preseason game or something." And he said, "No, we didn't watch any of those NFL teams." I was like, "Dang, none of them."
Not one?
Not one? Not the Dolphins? Not any? He was like, "No, we watch college football." That's it. I was like, okay.
SEC.
Yeah. 866-979-3776. I hear the Seahawks say playing on this defense is like playing for a brotherhood. I'm playing for my brother. So what do you guys think of BOD as a nickname? Brotherhood of Defense.
That's a stretch.
I think it's funny.
It's funny, yeah.
Uh-oh. Here comes BOD.
Remember the commercial? Hot bod.
I want your bod.
I want your bod.
Oh, it was Anna
Men's
Nicole
fragrance
Smith.
Spray, yeah. Be dudes playing pickup basketball without shirts on.
Was it that, or was it that like diet drink that she was pitching? I want
Shrimp
your
spa,
bod.
baby.
Shrimp spa, baby. We got to get out of here. Wyman and Bob coming up next.
Hey, everybody, it's Bob Stelton here along with Dave Wyman from the Wyman and Bob Show. And it's going to be tough, Dave, to top 2025. The Mariners, 8 outs away from the World Series. The Seahawks, as we sit, are the #1 seed in the NFC. How do they top that in 26?
How about Mariners to the World Series and the Seahawks win the Super Bowl in 2026? What do you think?
I can't wait. Merry Christmas to all of our listeners. Happy New Year. Have a good one, everybody.
What Bob said.
Okay, only 10 more presents to wrap. You're almost at the finish line. But first... There, the last one. Enjoy a Coca-Cola for a pause that refreshes.
Have you tried the dining district at the Bellevue Collection? Grab lunch with friends, meet up for happy hour, and stay for dinner and beyond. You can sample international flavors and local favorites from talented chefs. Try a new cocktail on a rooftop bar or watch the game with friends. And explore the lively nightlife scene. The dining district at the Bellevue Collection, where your taste adventure begins. Learn more at BellevueCollection.com/dining district.
With football season comes colder weather, so if you need new windows and doors, don't drop the ball. Steve Rabel here with Keith Dashafee from locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. So Keith, what's your next big play?
Well, Steve, right now get 40% off qualifying installs or no payments and no interest for 12 months on approved credit.
Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
Hey everyone, Bump here. If you have not seen Seattle U's men's basketball team play yet, now is your chance. See Wazoo, Gonzaga, St. Mary's take on the Redhawks at Climate Pledge. Next up are the Cougs on December 30th. Grab your tickets at GoSeattleU.com/tickets.
Guys, leave weight gain, low T, and ED in 2025. For a limited time, Revive Men's Health Washington is offering free full diagnostic panels, a $400 value. It checks testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. Plus, qualified patients get up to 25% off select treatments now through year end. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com today.
It's about grit.
Leonard Williams drags him down.
Running through whatever gets in your way.
The handoff to Charbonnet. Stiff arms a man, turns, first down. Oh my goodness, what a blast!
Fighting for every yard.
The handoff to Walker. He breaks a tackle, comes back to the near side, stumbles across the 10, breaks the tackle. Touchdown, Seahawks!
And a drive that never ends. Celebrating 50 seasons of Seahawks football. Visit Seahawks.com/tickets today.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
FIFA World Cup 2026 is coming soon, but your opportunity to be there starts now through an exclusive offer with an eligible Bank of America Visa credit card. For a limited time, become a new customized Cash Rewards or unlimited Cash Rewards Visa credit card holder, and you will be eligible for a chance to purchase FIFA World Cup 2026 tickets. Learn more at BofA.com/cardFWC26. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be the official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America NA in partnership with Visa. Terms apply. Warrants reserved.
Xfinity is the network you can rely on. Like a close friend who will give it to you straight. The friend who will tell you that new haircut, it's not great. Friends make sure friends get good haircuts. And Xfinity makes sure you get a good deal on Wi-Fi. Xfinity gives you reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi at our best price. This holiday season through January 4th, get gig speed Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 whole years. No strings, no commitments. Just super fast, reliable gig speed Wi-Fi with our best equipment and unlimited data included. Save yourself from questionable decisions and save over Verizon and AT&T. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Internet powered by fiber and connected to premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
At Shane Company, there's no shortcuts, just craftsmanship. Because a friend wants your fine jewelry and dream engagement ring to be nothing short